Gas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. L-Gas, call 13 11 61. A sponsor of City Park Radio.
It's round 14 action this afternoon in the TSL. A massive game here at UTAS Stadium between the two Bombers, the Northern Bombers and the Southern Bombers. Lauderdale are at the moment third on the ladder on 24 points. North Launceston fourth on the ladder, also on 24 points. Just a couple of percent between them. So talk about the old 8-point game. We're going to witness one here today at the home of football in northern Tasmania. Other big game today, of course, is the Tigers versus Clarence. We'll keep you up to date with that. And some other scores as well as we proceed through the afternoon. Teams are on the ground. It's a beautiful day here in northern Tasmania. Looking forward to a terrific contest like we saw 2 weeks ago when we saw the last kick of the day, the Tigers get over the Northern Bombers. Let's introduce the team here this afternoon. First of all, to my left, to my fellow commentator here, Rob Soward. G'day, Rob.
G'day, Dave. Great to be here. As you said, a fantastic winter's day, and you can certainly throw a blanket over these two. Going through the stats before the game, not much in it at all. As you've said, tied on the ladder. We look forward to a great game.
Absolutely. Our expert commentator, who's a couple along from me here this afternoon, and we witnessed a magnificent game 2 weeks ago, Maxie. We're hoping for it again. Max Walker.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. You did right. It'll be great to see another really close contest. And the last time these two teams met, I'm just looking up when we were here, was the 22nd of May, the curtain raised between the Hawks and the Brisbane Lions that day, and the deficit was about 35 points in favour of the Bombers. So it'll be really interesting. A couple of big outs for both sides this week, but just looking forward to a good contest.
Absolutely. Our stats man today is Mr. David Gruber. To my right, on camera for the stream, is Jason Blundell. And down on the boundary is Mr. Tony Webb, who's our boundary rider. Good afternoon down there in the sunshine to Tony.
Good afternoon, Dave. Good afternoon to the rest of you gentlemen and to all our listeners. It's a beautiful day down here, as you've probably noticed. Bright blue skies, sunshine, still quite chilly. There's a very faint breeze coming from the north, but it's not going to have any sort of impact on the game at all. The ground conditions itself are very, very good. There's no wet patches or anything like that, no mud baths or anything like that to be had. Ground's quite firm and hard. Lauderdale have won the toss, and they will be kicking to the northern end, or to the Invermay Park end for those who prefer that. And obviously North Launceston going the other way. I think this is going to be a good game, and I have a funny feeling Lauderdale might win this one.
Okay, Tony, it's an interesting pick. It's certainly a big game for both teams. We'll hear from you during the day.
Righto.
That's Tony Webb down there on the boundary. So some late outs. Ben Simpson hasn't come up for North Launceston, replaced by number 37, Bailey Mitchell. And for Lauderdale, Ed Stanley is a late withdrawal, and Corey Laumsis comes in at the number 35. A couple of debuts today for North Launceston. Congratulations to Jack Nichols, number 48, and for Lauderdale, number 60, Flynn Reid, the 16-year-old, making his way in TSL footy. Yes, Max?
Just looking here, just an update on the Longford Football Club Facebook page, playing the reserves against Deloraine out at Longford. Still ground is foggy, but incredibly in the fog, Longford have kicked 17 goals straight at half-time.
Fantastic effort there. Brilliant. Look, we're keeping up to date today. There's a game going on down at KG5, which is a fairly one-sided affair at the moment. And we'll get you some scores to that in a moment. But also keeping an eye today on the Sartis Grand Final in the boys between St Pat's and Guildford Young. And, of course, that big game at Launceston Arena between the Tigers and Clarence. So Maxie knows the runner there for North Launceston?
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale, okay.
Lauderdale runner had a week off the other week. Indiscretion with the umpires.
Okay.
They disagreed with each other, but the umpires always win on those situations. Sean Richardson, Hobart Footy Club player.
And we're underway here. Rob Soward for City Park Radio Sport.
Bombers come away with it through the agency of Cox Goodyear. How many times have we said that? Drives it inside 50. Lauderdale setting up well. Will Poland, a good inclusion for them today. Good timely fist. Ball goes out of bounds in the Bombers' forward pocket. They went with the heavy artillery in the centre square then. Obviously, very important guy today is going to be Sam Siggins for them. Umpire throws the ball in. Siggins in the ruck against Lee. Lee gets hand on, taps it to their advantage. Bombers looking to come away with it. Go back inside. Lauderdale defence through the agency of Josh McGuinness. Very, very important in the last game, Dave.
Absolutely.
Carries that through for one behind.
43 touches in the game here we saw back on May the 22nd. And great player for Lauderdale, one of a great family of brothers. As Josh McGuinness kicks outside defence 50, not great though. And a mark's taken there by Alex Lee. So Alex Lee leans back and a pass towards a pocket, straight back to McGuinness, who takes the mark on his chest. In the back pocket for Lauderdale. And the bright sunshine here at UTAS Stadium. Puts his forearm up to his eyes to shield himself from the sun. Now he kicks back towards Lee once again. No mark taken on this occasion. Off hands. Sutton gets a touch. His handball here looking for Walsh. It's intercepted. Mopping up nicely though is Marlin. Kick inside 50. Chance here for Lauderdale. Mark not quite taken. It's on the ground. Player taken in a tackle. And was it a sling tackle? The umpire's going to ball it up. About 25 out from Lauderdale's goal. The number 60 there with the headband, debutant Flynn Reid, 16-year-old, up in the ruck contest against Lee, and he wins himself a free kick. So this could be the old first kick in senior footy as a goal type scenario. So he put himself on the line there against an experienced ruckman in Lee, cannon into him, and Flynn Reid, with the big number 60 on his back, has a chance to do what all young players dream of. Kick a goal, first kick in senior footy. He's gone outside the 50-metre line. Approaches Lee on the mark. Kicks and goals. What a great moment for the young man. First goal, first kick, senior footy, TSL for Lauderdale. And they're underway. 1 goal straight, 6. North Launceston, 1 behind.
Really exciting finish there for him, Dave. Like you say, the goal. And in the contest there, I wasn't quite sure what the free kick was for because I was actually looking at something else at the time. But speaking of the ruck contest, we see Alex Lee, who's just a war horse for North and has been for several years, pretty much going solo since Big Rosendale retired, has the mantle of the number 1 ruckman. That he's against Sam Siggins, who's probably going to have a bit more mobility around the ground than Alex Lee, but Lauderdale missing Big Hayden Smith as well in the ruck, so I think that will be a very telling contest towards the end of this game.
Christensen Avent will be a great contest as well in the middle.
It will be. Ball goes up. Lee first hand on again. Bombers again going to come away with it. Timely push, although I think the umpire's going to say that one was in the back against Nat Franklin. Ball comes back to the Northern Bombers.
Jackie Avent.
Looks like Jackie Avent looking for options. Lauderdale fill up the 50. Avent goes long into 50, hoping for a mark. Lauderdale, as they've done very, very well all year on that intercept defence. Very, very nice mark there to Ned Shaw.
Oh.
Very, unfortunately for Lauderdale, though, just checking up on what was going to happen there. He's kicked it straight to the Northern Bombers, and the ball's going to come back in with interest. And they're going to have a shot from around about 40 metres. Very, very disappointing with that. We've talked him up, Dave. We talked about what a nice mark that was, and poor kick. Will Harper. I'm going to jinx him here, Max. I'm going to say he's going to have the leg, although he's gone very close to the man on the mark. And that's going to affect the kick, and that's going to go through for a behind. I do wonder with modern football, they really just need to give themselves a bit of room.
As the kick comes out into the back pocket, mark taken there by Will Poland, who's had a few injury concerns through the year. One of the finest defenders in the league. Now he goes dangerously, but finds that man Ned Shaw once again. The number 52 goes sideways to Hooker. Late jumper change from the 20 to the 27. He's got the orange boots, that will help us. So Nick Hooker kicks up the wing in the Siggins direction. Front position, can't take it. Almost a mark taken there by Tilly in the long sleeves. Gets the handball away. Kicked forward by Lennon Marlin towards half forward. Thumped from behind by Nankervis. Taken there by Hubbard, back from the Devils today. He's wrapped up in a tackle, Max.
Just watching that free kick down here that Nicholas Hooker took. The umpire called play on and he ran outside the boundary.
I noticed that,
He didn't come into play, but he ran on the outside of the mark. It should have been a ball up.
Yeah, throwing.
As from the contest, we've got a free kick coming back to Alan Christensen.
Christensen looking for options. Going to be very, very important today. Goes by hand. Looks like lost him. Nick Hooker again. Drives the ball inside 50. Bombers have got the numbers there. Trying to work it out. Umpire said that's, I think he was holding the player. Their free kick there, the Northern Bombers. They're just in our blind spot under the roof on the stand next to us.
I'll go, Rob, because I've got a bit of a view of it. Fletcher Bennett goes further into the back pocket, kicks up the wing. Contest, spills towards Oscar Mansell. He thumps it nicely to Avent. Handball sideways to Bennett, missed its mark. Has to go chasing it, gets tackled. Now it spills, dangerous here. Lauderdale, chance. Flynn Reed's got it again. Tackled off it this time. Loose ball, taken by Declan Chugg. Sideways to Fletcher Bennett. By hand now finds Sulzberger. And they're away from half-back Northern Bombers.
Sulzberger onto that trusty left foot, kicks it up to the wing, and that's a really, really nice mark there. Looks at Oscar Van Dam, is it?
Theo Ives, yep. They look a bit like those two. Theo Ives just a bit taller.
Yeah, he's a bit further up the ground today, Theo. That's a very, very ordinary kick, but lucks a fortune as it lands in the arms of Michael Stingle, who's also going to be very, very important for the Bombers today. Very good last time they met. Plays on immediately. Cox Goodger breaks the tackle. Hands back into the middle of the ground. Bombers are away. Hand pass there through Bales. Goes out wide. Picked up by Hubbard. Hubbard, just breaks a tackle by hand. Kick it, someone. Bombers, again. Another timely tackle there by Lauderdale. Could have been a push in the back. Umpire says no, my ball. Going to ball it up around about 20 metres out from the Bombers' goal directly in front, Max.
Wasted opportunity there. The handball from Stingle to Cox Goodger didn't hit the target. If Cox Goodger got that in the right spot, he would have landed it at the top of the square.
Ives wins the tap, straight to McGuinness. Mansell overruns it, free kick picked out. It's going Lauderdale's way. Back to McGuinness. And a fair bit of it early. It's Josh McGuinness. It's just the one goal so far. We've been playing about 7.5 minutes. McGuinness goes wide. Contest there. Ahern gets a fist to it. That's nearly a mark. In fact, it's paid. And that's Harry Richmond over there. Richmond goes to Sutton. Barely the 15 metres. And Sutton will relieve from half-back for Lauderdale.
Shading his eyes, looking into the sun on this fantastic winter's day. I did hear a whistle, but anyway, he's got, Lauderdale player flying high there, but the umpire says unrealistic marking attempt. Free kick there to the Bombers, plays on quickly, doesn't hit a target. Lauderdale will have time to mop up. That's a great tackle. Ball spills. Shrugs a tackle there in Walsh. Scrubby old kick. Bombers are going to mop up. Kick smothered. Ball may go out. No. Well, now. Scrubby play there. It's really interesting. We talked before the game about the weather out of Deloraine. It's fantastic here. There's certainly no excuses for skill errors, and we've seen a few of them early on, Dave.
Yeah, look at that last game here. We saw 7 goals in the first inside 50, or first 8 inside 50, which is unbelievable. It's a little bit scrappy here today. A lot of pressure, as we know, in this contest. Sutton's handball was smothered. Still a contest over in the railway wing. Whistle on play. It's coming back to Cox Goodger. So Brad Cox Goodger, centre wing, looks to centre it. Eyes are darting inside. Now he goes that way. Beautiful kick here looking for Hubbard. Gee, picked the eye of the needle there. He was surrounded by Lauderdale players. Hubbard plays on. Poor kick. Intercepted by Christensen. Back now to Hooker. Tilley plays volleyball with it. Doesn't get an effective tap away. And we're going to see a stoppage. So young Hubbard there, Maxie, just hurried that possession. And experienced players around him smothered it up.
Yeah, the idea was there. He was looking for Bailey Mitchell out on the wing, who was screaming out for it, but he just didn't give himself enough space for the man on the
coming through as Cox Goodger weaves this way, that away, gets a kick away to the goal square. Ives is it? He can't quite take the mark, but he gets the free kick for the push in the back, and he should convert from 10 out, 45-degree angle. What about Cox Goodger out of that contest?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, he's made a living at that over the years, hasn't he? Just that strength to read the ball beautifully off hands.
So Theo Ives, impressive young player. He and Bennett are the 2 tall targets today up forward. Comes in, Town into the ground, left foot, kicks the goal, first for North Launceston. Brandishes his fist to the air as he goes and gets congratulations from his teammates. 1-2-8 North Launceston, 1 goal straight 6 Lauderdale.
Yeah, really good finish there. Paid the mark for holding him back, not being able to get to the ball there, the umpire. So a good pick-up by the guys in green, but like we mentioned in the call there, Cox Goodger just so great at stoppages to wind his way through, and it really takes an exceptional player to be able to stop him once he gets a bit of speed up.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be critical for them today. they've got a pretty good on-ball division, Lauderdale, so how the Bombers handle that will be really important. Lauderdale just shade them in that area. Ball goes up in the middle of the ground. Ruckman do battle. Lee, as he does so often, first hand on. Lauderdale trying to come away with it. Cox Goodger picks it up, swings around onto that trusty left foot, kicks it out wide here in the
Harper, I think it is.
in the Harper direction. Yep. Harper and Hubbard both in the long sleeves. Harper goes inboard. Scrambly play. Ball goes inside the Bombers 50. Ives again. Oh, could have been infringed against. Tom Bennett. Hand pass. Great tackle. That probably should be a free kick. Umpire says no, my ball. Got to stop umpiring, Rob, and start commentating. It's a very tight game at the moment, as you've mentioned, Dave. Not much between them. Ball goes up. Siggins, first hand on. Bombers going to come away with it. Will Poland there in the last line by hand, back inside. Williams. Ball heads out to the far side. That's a nice little mark there to Sutton. Sutton plays on quickly. Finds it. Protects himself. Sutton runs on. Ball goes up half forward flank. Spills the mark they should have taken. Wraps up the Bombers player though, and I think that's going to be a ball up out there. Nice quick ball movement there from Lauderdale, Dave. Certainly looked dangerous.
That's what they've got to do. On this big ground, we saw them muck around with it a little bit, especially in the second half, and that last time they met here. But get quick transference. Fergus Kenny involved. Reece Sutton, the veteran. Comes out now though towards Cox Goodger, who's corralled on the boundary line. Beautiful little kick. Finds Blade Sulzberger, who's having a pretty good season. He's playing on ball. Former Tassie Devils player. He's invited now to play on. Indecisive. Goes short to Harper, who's had a fair bit of it already in the long sleeves. Will Harper. Centre wing. Great conditions here. Not a breath of wind. He goes out of the pocket. That's a 1-on-3 situation, and the one wins it. Blade Sulzberger. Hands off. Chance here now for North Launceston through Ollington. Kicks towards goal. Heath Ollington. Offline, one behind. Opportunity lost. And that was a fine mark, Max. Blade Sulzberger amongst three Southern Bombers.
I think we'd all written it off to be a Southern Bombers ball, 3v1, but stood his ground and flicked that quick handball out too to keep the ball moving, which was best part of play.
Poland gets to Oscar Shaw in the back pocket from the kick out. Goes short to Bryce Walsh. The veteran takes the mark, just inside defensive 50. Here relief for Lauderdale.
Looking for his options, Walsh. Taking his time. Umpire indicates him to play on. Little chip kick to Williams. Comes back inboard. They're mucking around with it here, Lauderdale. Trying to open the ground up a bit. Oscar Shaw again having a look. Umpire indicates him to play on. Another short kick. That's going to be, could have been marked by the Northern Bombers. Ball in dispute, just outside the 50. Nice tackle there from the Lauderdale player. Could have been a push in the back. The umpire says no. Steinbauer got away with that one. Fell on top of him. Umpire's going to ball that up just outside 50.
From the tap out, comes out nice here to Marlin. Kicks up the wing. Only as far as Fletcher Bennett. He can't take possession. Well done, Sam Tilley, but he's caught now. Does get his hands free for a handball. Back to Marlin. And still in. Tilley working hard. Handballs to a player. Kenny under pressure. Dispossessed. Numbers now the Northern Bombers. Picked up by Ollington, the boy from Burnie. But now it goes straight to Walsh. Bryce Walsh has a man, Reece Sutton, who can take it. He can run. He approaches the 50, goes short. Well, probably not the best option. Maxie shaking his head. Siggins is there. He can't pick it up. And it's going to be a ball up. Maxie, talk to us.
Yeah, look, just sometimes you've got to take the responsibility yourself. He was 40 metres out from goal, had the pace up, had a bit of time up his sleeve, even though he had a guy on his tail. He only had to chip it up in the air and let the guy from the goal square run onto it.
Yep. Took the wrong option. Still a chance though for the Southern Bombers. Tackle laid by Christensen. Ball up, 30 out. Been playing 15 minutes. It's a 1-3-9 North Launceston. Lauderdale 1 goal straight 6. Up it goes. Lee wins the tap to space. Getting there's Cox Goodger. Breaks it with strength. Takes a bounce. Franklin does well to stop his progress. Gets it to Bales. Bales in turn to Rickard. Rickard gets it to a teammate. Newitt, who kicks up the wing. A lot of Lauderdale players there, including Finn Rackett. I love that name. And he thumps it out of play for a boundary throw in. Left half forward for the Northern Bombers. They lead by 3 points.
Pretty reminiscent of the round, the earlier game where I think it was 3 goals each at half time. It was a real arm wrestle. Bombers broke it up in the second half. Very close at the moment, not much between them. Ball comes in. Lee, hand on. Bombers come away with it. Ball goes inside 50. Ives, unfortunately for him, falling in behind the intercept defenders from Lauderdale. That's a pretty ordinary kick, although Williams is going to keep that in. Poor hand pass, puts his teammate under pressure. Got away with one there, I think, Lauderdale. I mentioned earlier in the call, Dave, they are very, very good at intercept defending, but a couple of skill errors there almost resulted in the Bombers coming away with a score.
Yeah, another intercept mark there from McGuinness. It's probably 3 so far. It's a boundary throw in. They're just having trouble, as you say, Rob, getting it out of their defensive 50 at the moment with any sort of system. Little handball comes away. Kick forward towards the wing. Stingle takes the mark.
Hubbard.
Heavily disguised as Ethan Hubbard. He goes sideways towards Chug. Dangerous. Takes the mark in front of Siggins. Now the switch is on to Nankervis. Will it bounce nicely? It does. Takes it. Handball over the top to Van Dam. Now to Sulzberger. His sideways kick. Interesting option because it's knocked away there from his player in Newitt. And now Lauderdale can go forward. Kicks a good one.
Siggins by himself.
Over the top. Siggins one-on-one with Mitchell. Siggins marks. Too much experience there for the young man. And he got the front position, got to the drop of the ball and takes the mark. 20 out, 45-degree angle.
And that's the one Max called before, Dave. They've got a size mismatch there with Siggins. Ex-AFL listed player. I'd be looking for him coming out of the square as Max he talked about before.
Michael Blackburn involved with that move, was one of the players I didn't call. Number 18 there. He's had a really good season. So Siggins kicked a bag against Glenorchy just recently. Is to put the Southern Bombers back in front. Even tussle first quarter. Siggins. Umpire says it's a goal. He raises his arm in the air. Second goal Lauderdale. 2 straight 12. North Launceston 1-3-9. We've got a pretty even contest here, Max.
Yeah, we have, Dave, and it all started there. There was a contest on the wing that the quick hands of Alan Christensen fed the ball out to that player that you mentioned. Blackburn, and that's where the long kick came into the Siggins one-on-one, which, just totally inexperienced, and the size difference between him and young Mitchell made it look relatively easy from up here.
Round the grounds, the TSL, and at the moment, one-way traffic at KG5, Launceston 23-12, League Glenorchy 2 behinds, and at Launceston Arena, the Tigers 18, League Clarence 6.
First hand on for lead at Cox Goodyer. We've called that a few times today. Lauderdale player tackled without the ball. Trying to get away with it. Christensen a quick hack kick forward. Ball in dispute. Bombers trying to mop up. Cox Goodyer hands on. Nice left foot kick out. Misses his player though, although he's got plenty of space to run into there. That was Stingle. Drives it inside 50. Oh.
That was the debutant there, Rob. Young Nichols. Falling heavily, 48.
Got up okay though, which was good. That went in like an absolute rocket and carried over the boundary line offhand. It's going to be a ball in the Northern Bombers forward pocket. Lots of players filling up that 50 at the moment, so not a lot of space to work in. We'll see what the Bombers do with this. Umpire throws it in. Siggins hand on there for Lauderdale. Quick kick trying to get it out. Ball in dispute. Quick pick up there from... Might have been the debutant, was it? 43. No, Oscar Mansell. Very lively. Nice pick up there, Oscar. Obviously learnt that from Brett, I'd say. Gentlemen, he'd be claiming that, I reckon, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. Made his debut in the last game against the Tigers. He's kept his spot. He's done well. Returned from South Australia. There's McGuinness. Goes long. Outside defensive 50. Off the hands of Bennett. Here's a chance now. Ahern tracks it. Sulzberger had a good first quarter. He can't pick it up. Back to Ahern. Right foot, not his natural. Scrubby kick. Taken by Hooker. Tackled by Oven. He's gone, I reckon. No, play on. There's attacking the ball there was Finn Ruckett. And he gets a high tackle with his young Finn. And he'll get a free kick in the back line. He goes sideways. Looking for Oscar Shaw. Gee, that was a risky one, but it's come off. We're taking risks, I suppose. As now it's kicked forward by Lauderdale. Lovely kick. Taken there by William Broomhall. He gets the handball off to Patton. Patton, 52 out. Waits the kick here. Looking for Reed. Kicked the first goal of the game. He can't pick it up. North defence do really well there through Hubbard. Back to Chug. They work it out. Kick outside defensive 50 by Mitchell. Although it's gone as far as Christensen. He's got some options. He's got a lot of players in the centre. One of those is Siggins. Takes the mark. 65 out. Play on call. Low kick. There's a beauty to the pocket. Mark not taken. Offhand. Snap for goal. Across the face. Might pick up who that player was over there. It's a long way away from us.
Reece Sutton.
Reece Sutton. Thanks, Maxie. One behind. So first behind today for Lauderdale. 2-1-13. North Launceston 1-4-10.
Commentator's nightmare too. Those light numbers on the Lauderdale change Guernseys makes it hard. Ball comes in. Fletcher Bennett by hand. Out wide and then Curvis. And Curvis by foot. Ball's going to bounce. Cleaned up by Lauderdale. Great tackle, Cox Goodyer. Umpire says that's mine. He's going to ball it up just outside the Lauderdale 50. Just in front of the old railway workers hill there. Perfect day. Ball goes up in the air. Lauderdale take it out of the air. Tackled. Ball's going to be escorted over the boundary line there by the Northern Bombers. We're going to get a rerun. This time a boundary throw in. 21, nearly 22 minutes gone. Lauderdale 2-1-13, North Launceston 1-4-10. Ball comes in. Big tap down there by the Bombers. Cox Goodyer sharks it. Tackled high. Probably could get a free kick. Umpire says no. Prior opportunity. Free kick to Lauderdale.
Through Sam Siggins, who's having an influence on this game. Now he's invited to play on. Kicks towards the teeth of goal. But taking a defensive mark there is Mitchell. Goes sideways. Here looking for Newett, who's playing down back today, Max, which is interesting. Out of bounds.
Yeah, there's a few that are probably not accustomed to playing in the positions we've seen them. Probably the most noticeable, I think, is Christensen spent all game on the ball pretty much so far, which haven't really seen that in the games that we've watched Lauderdale play.
What are you saying, Rob?
Not a good sign there for the Bombers. Probably get Tony onto that one. Alex Lee's just come off holding his arm and his shoulder.
Marlon, quick kick forward into the pocket. Chance here for Lauderdale. They couldn't quite pick it up there through Blackburn, and it's gone out of bounds. Yeah, we'll get Tony onto that ASAP. A couple of quick goals to Clarence. They only trail by a point now at Launceston Arena. 3-1-19 the Tigers. 3 straight 18 the Roos. Boundary throw-in. So Van Dam has to go to the ruck. Beaten easy by Siggins, who snaps for goal. Gee, they're going to need to watch that one. And that attacking 50 is missed. Off to the left. 2-2-14 to 1-4-10. So just having a few more inside 50s at the moment. Great kick to Nankervis. Now to Cox Goodyer. This is what we love to see from North Launceston when they come out and run. Gets it to Sulzberger. I like his first quarter. He waits a long time, then squares it off to Ahern in the centre circles. Now he's got Bales wider, but he goes shorter. And finds a teammate there in Stingle, back from a thigh injury. Playing for North Melbourne Seconds a few weeks ago. Oh, he takes on the man on the mark, but he kicks it inside 50. He's pressured. Well, that's a lovely mark in the front position. Just have to pick up who that player is. Will Poland, yeah, of course, with the headband there. Great defensive mark. Squares it off to Hooker in the back pocket.
Hooker takes it, looks to play on, looks further afield, goes short by foot. Taken there by Ned Shaw. Shaw's looking to go down the line, changes his mind and goes inboard. Bombers are going to have the numbers there, probably should come away with it. Great pick up there by Lauderdale. Onto the left foot there in Steinbauer, heads towards the 50. Fletcher Bennett busy, Cox Goodyer also helping him out. Cox Goodyer, great takeaway. Looks out to the far side, couple of bounces. Oh, by hand inboard. Bombers looking to move it quickly. Short kick, going to be successful, taken there by Harry Bales. Bales looks up, sees what he's got in front of him. A lot of Lauderdale jumpers. Looks like it's going to be 50.
Yeah, and I didn't see what that was for, Max.
Wasn't sure. Oh, back chat, we perhaps think, Maxie?
I think so. I think it might have been against Lennon Marlin for some reason. It was not in the play there. The umpire turned around and sort of pointed towards him after he paid the 50. So I guess something was said.
Very short 50 too, I would add. I wouldn't want to be buying real estate, waterfront blocks of land off that, that's for sure. Anyway, Bales is about to move in, directly in front. He's going to kick from about 40 metres. Close to the man on the mark. Straight as an arrow though, right over the goal umpire's hat. That's the second goal for the Bombers. They're going to go to 2-4-16, and they're going to just shade Lauderdale 2-2-14.
Such an even contest. Look at Groups' stats here. 11 hit-outs to 9. Inside 50s, 12 to 9 North Launceston's way. And clearances, the Bombers are probably getting the better. I think it's 9 to 5 out of that. But that could change now that Lee's off. That's a pretty big development in this game.
Tony's giving us away.
Yeah, Tony, what do you got for us down there, Tone?
Alex Lee's in a fair bit of trouble. He came off about 3 or 4 minutes ago, holding his shoulder. He's taken the Guernsey off. They put a bit of ice around the back of his neck and got the bandages out.
Right, that's not a good sign.
Up on that.
And once you get ice out, Max, that's usually the day.
It was always out very early when I was playing, Dave.
Quarter time here at UTAS Stadium, and that goal to the Northern Bombers will give them a quarter time lead of 2 goals for 16 to 2-2-14 for the Southern Bombers. So a really even first quarter, and an arm wrestle. You know, it's an old cliche, but it really has been here. There's a lot of the game's been between the two arcs. It's hard to pick a team that's on top at the moment, Max.
Yeah, it certainly is, Dave. It's been played, like you say, between the two arcs. North have been dominant in the numbers with the clearances that in that first quarter, but didn't really capitalise on the scoreboard, only being 2 points in front. And an interesting, I guess, stat that I'd like to pick up on, you know, they're probably key forward and one of the most prominent forwards over the last 6 or 8 years, Tom Bennett. I don't think he's touched the ball yet. I've actually looked a couple of times to make sure he was actually out there. So that's, you could see it as a negative, but it's always a positive as well, where the younger guys, the Bales and the Theo Ives and all these ones who are coming through to be the next generation of North Launceston footballers are getting their hands on it without having to rely on someone like Tom Bennett to kick all the goals.
Speaking of goals, Rob, goal kickers to quarter time.
Thanks, Dave. All singles. So for the Northern Bombers, Harry Bales with 1 and Theo Ives with 1. And for Lauderdale, Sam Siggins with 1 and Flynn Reid with his first kick scored a major. So even Stevens, 2 goals apiece, and all single goal scorers there so far.
We'll take a break here on City Park Radio. We'll come back, we'll look at groups of stats and scores from other grounds. At quarter time, Northern Bombers 16, lead Lauderdale 14.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio, your local radio station. If you support City Park Radio through a membership in 2022, Elgas would like to say thank you. And as a way of saying thanks, we'll take $10 off your next LPG delivery. That's right, if you have an account with Elgas, your next LPG delivery will receive $10 off if you have a 2022 membership of Launceston City Park Radio. From the smallest domestic to the largest commercial, phone your local LPG experts on 131 161 for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Elgas is a sponsor of City Park Radio.
What if I told you there's a job out there where you can really make a difference? Where you can inspire others and be inspired? Where your workmates make you laugh constantly? Not only that, but you could work from home, set your own days and hours, and find financial freedom. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, it's not. If you love working with children, join our Thrive Group family and become one of our family daycare educators. Give us a call on 6341 1555 or visit thrivegroup.org.au. Thrive Group, proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
My name is Yvonne.
And my name is Neil. Together we are Team Hawkins at Harcourts Launceston. We are proud to announce that we have received the Harcourts #1 Agent Award for Tasmania's individual client experience.
Working under the Harcourts banner collectively for almost 30 years, we have the experience, training and knowledge to help you get the results you are looking for.
Call us for a free appraisal today and ask to speak with Team Hawkins.
And try the Hawkins experience for yourself.
Team Hawkins, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to great TSL action, Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium and the players in their respective huddles at the moment. Groups of stats to quarter time. Hit-outs, North Launceston 11 to Lauderdale 10. Clearances, the Northern Bombers 9, the Southern Bombers 5. Inside 50s, Northern Bombers shading their Southern counterparts there, 12 to 9. Only the 2 marks inside 50 for the quarter, so in 1 apiece. And free kicks, only 10 free kicks in that first quarter, 5 apiece as well. So a lot of stats even up there. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131161. Thank you for your support. Okay, some other games. Now we've got the Sartis Boys Grand Final this afternoon. And low scoring, 15 minutes in the first quarter. St Pat's 1. That's 1 point, that is. They lead GYC 0. So a pretty tight contest there early on. Earlier today, Guildford Young won the girls final, and St Patrick's won the seconds final. Round the grounds in the TSL, last score we've got there at KG5, it was Launceston 23-12, 150 to Glenorchy 2 behinds 2 points. And Tigers, high scoring first quarter. We've had 10 goals kicked, 6-1-37 the Tigers to Clarence 4 straight 24. So Max, quarter time, a really interesting contest. Cox Goodger's been massive on the ball, but we look at Siggins coming into the game, and Sutton and Franklin and some of these guys. So it's a really strong midfield for both teams. That's where it could be won, and that Lee absence could make a difference.
Yep. If you turn me on, Dave,
Sorry,
thank
mate,
you.
I always do that.
Yep. No, absolutely. With Alex Lee, hopefully for his sake and the Northern Bombers, that he can get back out there this game, but it does leave a huge hole in their followers division. And Cox Goodger today, he's brought his own footy in the first quarter. He's probably had 15 touches, I reckon, so he's been really good. I mentioned Christensen earlier for Lauderdale. I think he's been really good as well. They're probably both playing on each other, but not sort of picking up each other in the middle. So someone else's job to work each on those, but they've done really well. Young Jackie Avent hasn't had much of the ball either, really, so he's running around in the middle. So there's another opportunity for the Northern Bombers to lift. The Mitchell version in the back line, I think he's been quite good for North so far, and always impressed with, for the Southern Bombers, that is, Nicholas Hooker. I think he looks like a footballer, he moves like a footballer, got a really good kick. Made a couple of mistakes early, but he's full of class as well. He's getting a bit of the ball. Josh McGuinness is just controlling things down there in the back line for Lauderdale. So, really even contest at the moment. 2-point lead to the Northern Bombers, which is absolutely nothing in modern day footy. And, let's just hope the tempo of the game continues, because it's not a stop and start game. Everyone seems to be wanting to take the momentum and keep the ball moving, and just makes a good spectacle to watch that, rather than just the old mark, go back, go sideways, mark, go back, go sideways. Both sides have tried to use the corridor a bit.
Got Tony down the boundary. He's been with Brad Cox Goodger at quarter time.
Yeah, Brad's pretty pleased with that. He feels that they're just marginally on top, but he said it's a close game as he told them it would be. He wants a little bit more cohesion between the mids and the backs going forward, because he feels that they're running it out pretty well, and when they move it well, they're really looking good, but they're just sort of bombing along at the last measure, and he wants to build the bridge between the mids and the forwards, because that's where he feels they've been let down. With Alex Lee, apparently his shoulder popped out.
Okay.
It's back in, they're just strapping up, and he'll be back on shortly.
Right, so he's not gone for the day as we thought. So fair enough, Tony. We'll keep an eye on that one. Quarter time here, 2 points the difference. Northern Bombers 2-4-16, Lauderdale 2-2-14. Earlier today, it was the Northern Bombers 1-13 defeated Lauderdale 21 in the D-League. Here's Rob Soward for City Park Radio and the TSL live stream.
Ball goes up in the middle. Siggins first hand on over Theo Ives, who's gone into the middle. Bombers are going to come away through the agency of Sulzberger. Ball in dispute. Bounces around, pings around. Out to that player in Siggins. Kicks it out to the wing, and that's a nice mark. Lauderdale move it on really, really quickly. Christensen, that's 60 metres out, looking up, having a look at what's there. Not a lot at the moment. Goes backwards. Mark taken there by Lennon Marlin, who's got a good leg on him. Goes short though, and he's absolutely picked out that Northern Bombers player, who's going to kick the ball back into the middle of the ground. Bombers are going to set up and reload through Blade Sulzberger. Nice and clean by foot from Sulzberger, back to Bales. Bales looking for his options. Umpire indicates him to play on. That's short, but it's going to be okay. Ball comes out to the wing in front of us. Max is shaking his head. Declan Chug by hand. Back to Bales. They've had about 8 possessions and they've moved about 10 metres. And that's going to be out of bounds in front of the interchange bench.
Not direct enough, Max, you thinking?
Look, it went nowhere for 15 possessions. You could see what was happening. The Lauderdale just closed everything down. They had nowhere to go, so they've got to do something.
Yep. Siggins wins a tap. Player tackled to a standstill. I'll tell you what, Blake Sulzberger, he gets better every time I see him. He's had a lot of it today. He's played on ball most of the day so far. He's in there again. Up they go. Siggins and Ives. Siggins wins it only as far as Cox Goodger. Little kick though. Marked by Steinbauer, not 15. Steinbauer has to get a handball away, and he goes as far as Ives. Connects now with Avent. Long handball to Blade Sulzberger on the boundary on the left foot. hits up and finds Tom Bennett, as Max said, the quiet first quarter. Can he come to life in the second? He's right on the boundary, probably too far out to score. Wheels and goes, kicks to the goal square, contest, players fly high, off hands, through for a behind. First score of the second quarter. They extend the lead out to 3 points to the Northern Bombers, 2-5-17 to 2-2-14.
Yeah, not much in it, as you said, Dave. Ball comes back in. That's going to be a little short one. Nice, easy kick there, taken by Nat Franklin. Very important player for Lauderdale, Franklin. Umpire indicates him to play on. He goes backwards. Not sure why. Not sure that there's a lot into the game by that. 3 possessions and ball still inside 50. Mark taken there by Lauderdale, just in front of the scoreboard. As I said, still inside 50. Goes backwards again. Ball coming out to the...
I got it, Rob, because it's in your blind spot. Yeah. Taken there by Finn Rackett. He goes see towards Broomhall, who takes it on the bounce. Defensive side of the wing. Gets the handball away. Fumble there by Patton. Lets in his opponent. And that was a Hearn out of bounds. A skill error there. A lot of young players in this Lauderdale team making their way in TSL footy. 3 points is the margin. Boundary umpire. Throws it back in right in front of us here in the RACT stand. Taken by Event. Ball says the Lauderdale crowd. Spills to Chug. He's caught as well. So another call of ball. The umpire says no to both calls. Umpire Geeson comes in and takes control.
Luck's a fortune, I reckon. One of the two was.
The second one in particular, he might have had a fair bit of prior. Umpires today, Nathan Geeson, Adrian Cornish, Caleb Burkery. Throw in. Siggins taps it. Out in towards Franklin. Good tap. And towards the goal square. 1-on-1. Nankervis is there, but nice thump across the front there from Fletcher Bennett. Sees the ball out of play. And geez, having a good season, Max.
The North back line is just so cohesive with each other, aren't they? There's always someone there to help each other. You never see one left to compete against more than one opponent.
Reed gets a little tap out towards Walsh. Sulzberger on top of him. Needs to be careful. Ball up.
He was lucky, wasn't he?
Yeah. Seen those paid on past occasions. Bryce Walsh gets up a bit gingerly.
Good to see him out there, Dave. He copped a very heavy knock against Launceston 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were doing the game there. So good to see that he's recovered.
Certainly a warrior for the Lauderdale Footy Club. Ives wins the tap. Gets it to Event. Event's tackled by Broomhall. Now, did he take on the tackler? No.
Lucky.
So, those ones are marginal sometimes. But now we're still 30 out from Lauderdale's goal. Playing 5 minutes, no goals as yet in the second quarter. Ives wins the tap again to Event. Has support there from Ahern. Kick smothered. Ends up with Stingle. Now he looks around and finds he has some space, so takes off, takes a bounce, measures a kick towards half forward. And looks like we've got a free kick coming back here to Poland.
Reads the play so well, doesn't he, Dave? Poland?
Yeah, certainly a good player. Started his career with the Tigers. Transferred to Lauderdale. Left foot kicks, not bad here towards half forward, but it's going to clear the contest. Hubbard couldn't quite take it. On the follow-up, here's Declan Chug. Nice handball Event. Now off to Bennett, and they're away from half-back.
Bennett, as he does well, evades a tackler, goes out wide. Looks like Will Harper. Harper looks to play on, swings onto that trusty left leg. Ball's going to be chopped out here by the Lauderdale defence. Looking to move it out quickly. Pressure from the Bombers. Lauderdale come away with it. Oh, hot football. Out to the wing position. I reckon the Bennett's run up, worked hard, tackled near the boundary line. Could have been a free kick there. Lauderdale player being held. Umpire says no. Cox Goodger picks it up. Lauderdale have got it back. Scrambly play. Ball in dispute. Players pile in. Spills out. Lauderdale come away. I think the ball kept in. No. Umpire says no. It was Flynn Reid, I think, had the last possession there on the far side of the ground in the sunshine. The fantastic winter sunshine here today. But very scrambly play, Dave.
Quarter time at St Pat's, 3 behinds. Guildford Young yet to score, so low scoring first quarter there. It's on the wing. Spills the back towards Ahern. He's tackled without it, perhaps. That's how the umpire reads it. So too enthusiastic there, really caught him before he took full possession. So Young Ahern. I've always got to stop myself from saying Adam. It's Jack Ahern. Jack Ahern towards half forward. And a nice mark taken in defence there by Lauderdale. And it's Ned Shaw, brother of Oscar. They work it back to Oscar Shaw, the number 15 there.
I'm not sure what's gained by that.
No, he's going to go sideways to Poland. Takes in the back pocket. So a few possessions, but now they move it. Up here, looking for Broomhall, who's got some space, takes it on his chest. Young William Broomhall has had a bit of it this game. He's up here towards Flynn Reid. And Max, he's a young player, but what does he have to learn?
Take it out in front, young fella. You can't take him on your chest when you've got someone hanging on your back.
Yep, that's right. And that's the sort of things you learn when you go up a standard of football. It's a little bit harder with those sorts of things. He had a good debut, though. Kicked a goal in the first quarter. Tackle laid. Sulzberger now to Ives. Another debutant here in Nichols. He kicks close to the boundary line. It's off hands of Poland and out of bounds. So no goals this quarter in playing 8 minutes. 2-5-17 North Launceston. 2-2-14. Rob?
Alex Lee's back on the ground. And that's going to be critical for the Bombers. We'll see how that shoulder stands up.
Yeah, you always worry when that shoulder comes out. And will it do it again? Let's hope not for the Northern Bombers' sake. Christensen takes possession. He's tackled to a standstill.
He's such an, statement of the obvious, I know, but he's such an important player to them. You can see their balance gets thrown out when Ives has got to go in and take the tap.
And also robs them of another option, the forward line as well.
Absolutely.
Ned Shaw is tackled. See, Max got some NTFA scores during the day. Got a few contacts probably at Longford today. Longford versus Deloraine, I think.
It is. I'll get those scores, Dave, for you shortly, yes.
No worries, you got a contacts.
Working their way through the fog, I reckon. Fog's out there.
Also a big game today, South Launceston and Bracknell. And some good contest today in the NTFA as up it goes again from the umpire. Close to the boundary line. Lee gets a beautiful tap. Ends up with Cox Goodger. From Stingle, Cox Goodger towards goal. Oh, it's going to land in the goal square. Oscar Shaw knocks it through for Brian. And Will Poland probably would have taken that, Mark.
He would have done. He had his name all over it. I've talked before about their intercept defending, and they really need to convert on that, I think, if they're going to get over North today. Ball goes into the arms there of Nat Franklin, who's looking for his options. He's going to go back in ball with a little short kick. I'm not sure if that one carried. Umpire said yes, it does. It was Nick Hooker.
Yeah, we've got a free kick down the field, Rob. There was a bit of a to-do between Walsh and Chug. So Bryce Walsh will take the free kick.
He's looking for his options, Bryce Walsh. Goes long down the line. Pack of players. Off hands. Nicely taken away there by the Bombers. Lee, quick kick off the boot, back into the centre of the ground. Clever there from the Bombers. Could have got a free kick hold without it. Harper by hand. Back, is that Chug? Ollington picked off there by Walsh. Onto the left, drives it into the 50 for Lauderdale, and that's a great mark. Fantastic mark there to Michael Blackburn. Blackburn looks to play on, all by himself. 40 metres out from goal, Lennon Marlin. Have no trouble here with the distance. Got a very, very good leg on him, Lennon Marlin. Very important player, Max Lennon Marlin, to Lauderdale.
Yeah, he's been a really handy pickup for them, and on the right side for the left foot here, I think he's a left footer from memory. Watching him kick. Maybe he's going to prove me wrong here because he's going with the right foot, but would have been better to kick with the left by looks of it.
Pushed it right across the front, but a great mark. Right on the goal line. Sam Siggins. Too tall for the Bombers' defence, and as you said earlier, always very well organised, but Siggins too tall on that occasion. Right on the boundary line. Important kick. Runs around. Kicks a goal. They needed that, Lauderdale. They needed that to capitalise on that little bit of advantage they've just had, Max.
Yeah, and first goal for the second quarter there, 11 minutes into it, which is a long time in footy not to kick a goal. And it came again from that free kick down field to start that set of play where it ended up with Marlin's hands. Thought he would have kicked it from there, but didn't quite make the distance. But Siggins, as we know, can stretch your back line a little bit when he's down there, and did so on that occasion, and across the body, round the corner, whatever you want to call it, and finished off with a good major.
Only had 6 inside 50s in 12 minutes of footy, so once again it's been pinned between those half-back lines. So back in the middle.
It's not many.
Siggins back in the ruck, although Lee wins this one. Tackle laid by Walsh on Avent. Back to Lee. Gets the handball to Avent, who's under pressure. Has an outlet in Mitchell. Escapes the tackle. A little kick towards the wing. Doing well there was Fergus Kenny. Reece Sutton's got a high tackle. He'll take the free kick. Attacking side of the wing.
He's favouring that shoulder, Lee, too.
Yeah, you can't have it pop out and then just have the normal functionality. There's always going to be a little bit of a cost. Squares it now to Franklin. 2 kicks out from goal. Kicks to the goal square. Not a great kick though. Corey Nankervis takes the mark unopposed. They can rebound here now through Ahern. He takes off. Up here looking for Bales up against Walsh. Walsh does well to body him out of it. Fergus Kenny's got it. He might have been held without it. Kick inside, attacking 50. Siggins, athletic. Gets the handball away towards Tilly. Takes it inside. Does he? No, he doesn't. That's out of bounds.
He's come to play today, Siggins. I didn't think they got enough out of him last time when they Northern Bombers got away from him. I think he's been really, really good today.
Real red-hot form. Has to be one of the favourites for the Alistair Lynch medal in 2022. Harry Richmond in the ruck this time against Lee. Lee just takes it, kicks it in the air. Probably will go 15 towards the boundary line. Avent juggles and takes the mark.
Jackie Avent having a look up the line to see what's in front of him. Eyes dart back towards the middle. Umpire's indicated he wants him to play on. Goes long down the line. Great smother. Ball goes back in board. Opportunity here for Lauderdale. No, Bombers are going to come away from it. Very, very clever by hand. Intercepted by Lauderdale. Great pickup. Christensen looking dangerous. Oh, and that's a terrific tackle. Christensen gets it away. Ball in the goal square. Bombers under pressure. Quick kick there from Lauderdale. Bombers are going to see that one through. All happening in the 10-metre square there, Maxie.
Couldn't buy a goal there, could they? You could have said, here's $50 to whoever wants to kick it. No one wanted to.
Fantastic smell there by Reece Sutton. He's had a really good game today. He's just one of those veterans you expect to play well, but we've caught him a fair bit in this game so far. Halfway through the second quarter, 14 minutes gone. Comes out now to Nankervis. So Corey Nankervis, to settle things down, takes his full measure of time. Now kicks towards the wing. Not a great kick though. Falls on the lap of Steinbauer.
Ball kick.
Ben Steinbauer, one of the many young men with the headband on in the Lauderdale team. Right to play on. Gets to 50 to Steinbauer. Gets a good contact towards goal. Thumped through nicely though by Mitchell. One behind. 3-4-22. Lauderdale, they lead by 8 points.
Very, very reminiscent of the first game, Dave, isn't it?
Yep.
Quick kick in there. Hubbard. By foot out to the half-back line. That's a nice mark taken there by Bales.
Go, Bales. Move it.
Yeah, Maxie's waving his arms. Wants it moved on. Bales has slowed it right down. Kicks to a contest. You wonder why he'd slow it down and do that, don't you? Max has just thrown things across the table here. Frustrated. Quick ball movement's the key. When both sides have moved the ball quickly, they look dangerous. So, true wing position. Right on the wing, in she comes. Lee, front position. Lauderdale are going to take it away, though. Not for long. Bombers, quick hands, back through the middle. Harper. Kicks out to the wing on the other side. Siggins with one bounce. Looks up by foot. Poor kick. Intercepted there by the Bombers. Quick transference of play. Back from whence it came. Back to Harper. Harper looks into the middle of the ground. Short kick. Schulzberger's crunched. Umpire said too high against Nat Franklin.
Jackie Avent, I think.
Jackie Avent, sorry. Avent plays on quickly. Ball's gone back out to the far side of the ground. Bombers going forward. Theo Ives gets front position. They want him to move it quickly. Ball into the goal square. No one in particular. I didn't see which Northern Bombers player kicked that, and it got into a blind spot there.
Young Heath Ollington. It wasn't a great option, Max.
No, it wasn't.
He sort of undecided, didn't do anything in the end. Except
plenty of alternatives there, and probably not a bad result rather than a point.
I was gonna say,
Good boundary throw in deep in the pocket, which puts a bit of pressure on the opposition.
Boundary throw in that blind corner up here. We've got as Cox Goodger steams through, breaks a tackle, gets a handball. Debutant Nichols couldn't quite get the turn there on the banana. He kicks it behind. So it's North Launceston 2-7-19, Lauderdale 3-4-22.
We'll go and get the grinder out at half time and tidy that bit of that balcony up so we can see.
Comes out now. I think it's Broomhall, gets it towards Oscar Shaw. Oscar Shaw sells some candy. He's caught and throws it to Christensen. Free kick, costly turnover. Chug's got it, wastes no time. Goes around the man of the mark. 52 out, launch for goal. Declan Chug. It just drops in the goal square. Thumped through there by McGuinness.
Could have been really costly, that one, couldn't it? It was a poor decision, and Chug almost got the trip.
Well, I'll give you a bit of information about perhaps a TSL record here in a minute. And we'll get the next stoppage down at KG5. Comes out here towards Racket. He gets it over to a teammate now in the back pocket. They'll relieve here, Lauderdale. Up here looking for Reed. Flies high, the young man. Clears the contest. Lee is in there fighting with Richmond. Reed goes back in. And we might get that stoppage I'm after. No, we won't, because it's going to be a free kick holding the ball. It's going against Alex Lee. And it's going to young Flynn Reed. Squares it up. Broomhall, I think, has got it. Well, he fumbles it. In fact, it's Steinbauer. I knew I'd get them mixed up. Steinbauer towards half forward. Oh, Blackburn rises high. At the fall of ball, Walsh can't get a handball away. Plenty of Bombers in there. Fletcher Bennett lays on it. Gets it out. Tackle laid there on Sulzberger. Matt Franklin gets an important kick forward. Here looking for Broomhall, who lays a tackle. He catches his opponent high.
She's on in the middle of the ground.
Yep. There's a wrestle happening. I reckon Bryce Walsh is in amongst it. If I was a betting man. Out it comes down towards Harry Bales. Was I right?
Very short odds on that one,
Yep,
Dave.
I got it right. Here's Tommy Bennett. Picks it up. Or doesn't pick it up. Chance in the back line there for Ned Shaw. He's up against 3 Northern Bombers. He does well, Ned Shaw. And he forced the stoppage.
You're going to get your stoppage.
There it is. Launceston 37-16, 238. Defeated Glenorchy 1-3-9. They kicked 16 goals in the last quarter.
Wowzers.
There we go. And the other game, which I'll get a chance to look at here. It's the Tigers 37 to Clarence 30. Out it comes from the contest. Still in defensive 50 for Lauderdale. It's going to spill out of bounds. Does so now.
Goal umpire will be getting some treatment, I reckon, on
Absolutely.
those elbows in the last quarter.
We'll get a report from Ryan Rosendale at half-time from that game, and also a report from the Sardis Grand Final. Here's Rob Sale for City Park Radio Sport.
Thrown in front of the Railway Workers Hill. Ruckman do battle. No clear winner for that one. Lauderdale trying to gain control. Boundary line's going to win. We're going to get an absolute replay on that one. Same spot, same combatants, same area, same everything. Seagulls are going mad in front of us here. Obviously the chips are out. Ball comes in. Take 2. Lee, hands on. Cox Goodyear onto that trusty left foot. Umpire does a bit of work. He pushes it across the front of the goals, but what a great read off hands. I reckon he's probably the best in the league, Maxie, at doing that, wouldn't he be?
He's been the best in the league at a lot of things for a long time.
Absolutely. Ball comes back in. Looking at options. Almost intercepted there by the Bombers. They're going to pick it up now, though. Lauderdale regroup. Get some pressure just outside the 50. Quickly by hand. Siggins has a look. Runs a fair way. Ned Franklin. Oscar Shaw drives it back towards the middle of the ground. Ball in dispute. Bound's going to bounce Lauderdale away. He's got 2 opponents here. Hubbard holding on. Umpire saw that one. Going to be a free kick there to Luke Patton. Patton drives it back into the true centre half forward position. Players fly. Ball on the ground. Hubbard trying to get himself busy and make up for his error. Ball goes back into the middle of the ground. Nice tackle there. I think it was Oscar Van Dam.
On Oscar Shaw.
On Oscar Shaw. Battle of the Oscars. Ball in the centre of the ground. Lee. Big punch against Siggins. To their advantage. Lauderdale are going to pick it up though if it sits. Back out to the wing. Quick hands. Very, very clever. Back to a contest. Lee gets a fist on it. Ball almost back where it came from. Moving it quickly. Siggins tackled. Dispossessed. Ball in dispute. Back in the centre of the ground. Players piling in. Umpire's going to say that's mine. Going to ball it up. Inside the square, just wide of the centre circles.
Nat Franklin just coming off. He's pretty exhausted after that effort. And he's replaced by a fellow veteran there in Bryce Walsh. Important couple of minutes come out to half-time. Who can get that vital goal as Bales weaves his way through? Great smother there by Christensen, but forced to Newitt, who gets it up here towards Ives, who takes it at half-forward. Probably too far out to score. We have seen him kick a couple of long bombs this year. What's he going to do now? He puts himself under pressure. Kicks towards the goal square. Bennett can't quite take it. Sport from behind. Will Harper at the fall. Can't get effective possession. Great hustling there by the Lauderdale defence. And they force a contest.
Those inside 50s still fairly even, I would have thought.
7 apiece, Max. You picked it exactly right. Clearances still North Launceston in front there, 10-5. As the Siggins wins this head out though. In the back pocket, Oscar Shaw in there. And only going to get about 90 seconds left. We had a very short first quarter. We've only had the one goal kicked in this one. We're well in a time on, 22 and a half gone. So Lee taps it straight to his fellow ruckman in Siggins, who kicks up the wing. Rising was there was Declan Chug. Now that might be paid the mark, is it? No. Which way that's going? Can't really work that one out, but anyway.
Number signal the other way.
Declan Chug. Played well today. Kicks to the top of the goal square. No one can take an effective mark. Theo Ives thinks about launching on goal. Poland releases. Only as far there as Van Dam spins nicely. Kicks it back to the goal square. It's all Lauderdale with Poland taking the mark.
Not long to go. They relieve the pressure, move it out in front of the Railway Workers Hill. Quickly by hand. Lauderdale player there tackled. Umpire called holding the ball. Bombers have still got a chance. Must be inside the last minute. Maxi's holding his head, can't believe it. Move the ball on quickly inside the Bombers 50. Over Alex Lee's head. Christensen runs into the umpire. Snaps it across his body. Looking for a touch, I would say. Clever there from Christensen. Knows there's not long to go. Almost gave the umpire a don't argue there, Max. Not that you might have seen that from where you are, but...
No, I did see it. A lot of respect between the two of them there. They gave each other a pat there afterwards, realising that they were both sort of in each other's road, so all good.
Ball comes in, Siggins versus Lee. Siggins takes front position and gathers the ball. Kicks it out towards the wing position. Bombers are going to, Northern Bombers that is, are going to try and have one last foray forward. Ball in dispute. Christensen working hard. Clever little toe off the ground. Ball sits there for... Reed. Bombers, Northern Bombers are going to come away from it. Cox Goodger looks up, trusty left leg, back to the centre of the ground. Oh, very important spoil there from the Lauderdale player. So ball in the centre circles, in dispute. Siren mustn't be too far away. Quick kick inside 50, 1-on-1. Nankervis, clever tap. Oh, Fletcher Bennett picks it up, goes by hand back towards the centre of the ground. Bombers are coming away, full of run. Van Dam, quick kick. They've got time here, the Bombers, if they move it quickly. Ball by hand, backs to Cox Goodger. He loves these onto the left boot.
Downfield.
Hit the free kick.
Downfield.
Created there by Brad Cox Goodger, and it's going to be a free kick to Tommy Bennett.
And the Lauderdale coaching staff would be absolutely filthy about that. There was nothing, no reason to make the contact. He kicked the ball already. And it's just a dead set give me goal to Tom Bennett at the top of the square.
Makes no mistake, as you quite wisely pointed out, Max. And there sounds the siren for half-time. The Lauderdale coach, I reckon, would have the magnet board at all points of the compass down there at the moment.
Well, especially, young Finn Rackett there, I think the number 46. He made the spoil in the middle of the ground, did the follow-up. They were heading towards goal. And then just that turnover. And we know what that North Launceston backline's like, how they rebound. And Cox Goodger, of course, using experience and knew he was under pressure, kicked the ball away, got that free kick downfield, and it's a 5-point lead to Northern Bombers.
And I think that probably would even add to that frustration if you can be any more frustrated. Last time these two sides played, Lauderdale were very, very conscious of the intercept role that Fletcher Bennett plays. He's been a little bit quieter today. As Max said, they've worked as a unit, but Bennett, 3 possessions in that last passage of play. Bombers come away with a goal. So at half-time here at UTAS Stadium, North Launceston 3-9-27, Lauderdale 3-4-22. Goal kickers, Maxi.
Thank you very much. We have 3 to the Northern Bombers, all singles, Harry Bales, Tom Bennett and Theo Ives, and 3 also for Lauderdale. Only multiple goals kicker for the game, Sam Siggins, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and Flynn Reid has kicked 1 as well.
Max, here's a quick wrap-up because we've got two guests at half-time today, so we've got to get away to a break. But how have you seen the first half?
Yeah, look, the first quarter was, I think, a lot better football. It was more open, it was flowing, there was some good one-on-one contests, and they went to the huddles at quarter time, and I'm not quite sure what was said in each huddle, but for that first 15, 20 minutes, as we alluded to in the call, there was very minimal usage of the ball getting inside 50 for either end. It was stoppage after stoppage. It was shut down by both teams, playing real tight one-on-one football, not allowing anyone to get any space. When the space got there, it was the people that you expect to use it well, as in the Cox Goodgers. Jackie Avent got a little bit of the ball. Nankervis down deep for the Northern Bombers, repelled a couple of attacks, took a really good strong mark, and set a bit of play up the field. But again, Lauderdale, they're hanging in there, and before the game, if we said who's going to win, I couldn't really pick it.
I think we can still say that.
Yeah, and still at the moment, you'd be a brave person to pick which side is going to be in front at the end of the fourth quarter. But what it has done is set us up for a really exciting second half. I reckon both coaches would be saying that we've shut them down. Now we've got to open it up ourselves.
So much at stake in this game. We'll take a short break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll talk to Ryan Rosendale, who was at KG5 today for that massive win by the Blues over the Magpies.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio, your local radio station. If you support City Park Radio through a membership in 2022, Elgas would like to say thank you. And as a way of saying thanks, we'll take $10 off your next LPG delivery. That's right, if you have an account with Elgas, your next LPG delivery will receive $10 off if you have a 2022 membership of Launceston City Park Radio. From the smallest domestic to the largest commercial, phone your local LPG experts on 131 161 for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Elgas is a sponsor of City Park Radio.
At Botanisaur Florist, located in Millage Lane opposite the Albert Hall, we specialise in flowers, arrangements, gifts, chocolate and wine sourced from all over the state. For the month of June, we're having an end of financial year sale on all our indoor plants. According to the ATO, plants are non-tax deductible, however they make great gifts, look stunning and purify air.
Thanks, Chris.
Side effects may include happiness, easy breathing and a mild addiction. Shop online or visit us in store or call us on 6334 9187 to order now. Botanisaur Florist, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Quickly now, we're going to get down to Ryan Rosendale, who was at KG5 today, and I've got the TSL app here, and I have to check with Ryan whether I'm reading the score correctly. So, Ryan, you were at KG5 today, mate. Can you tell us, first of all, what the final score was?
I was, Dave, yeah. Pleasure to be with you, mate. Yeah, it was an incredibly big victory for the reigning premiers. They won that one 37-16, 238. Stephen All kicked 139, and the Pies kicked their only goal at the 32nd minute mark of the fourth quarter. So really one of the best performances I've seen from a TSL side in history, I'd say.
Wow. Now, at half-time, I think it was about 100 points up. Accelerated in the second half.
Yeah, they were up at half-time 16-8, 104 to 0-1-1, and then they kicked, I think, 7 goals. Jay Collins watching the last quarter. I think he had 7 goals at the 27-minute mark, and considering the amount of goals that were kicked, he was able to find his 10, I think, at the 31-minute mark. So Jay Collins finished with the big bag of 10 goals for himself. He was best on ground, for sure.
So 10 goals for Jay Collins. What about some of the other goal kickers there, Ryan?
Yeah, it was a small Dave. Zach Morris kicked 7, so he had a big bag himself. Brennan Taylor finished with 4. Jay Blackberry looked really good on return. He kicked 3 goals up forward. Kicked one of the goals of the day from the pocket. Ryan Tyrrell, Jackson Thurlow both kicked 3 goals each. They were really strong. And Joby Harper and Brody Pepper kicked 2. And singles to Gillo and Sam Foley. And the debut and kick 1 in the second quarter. Thomas Beaumont. So good to see him on debut get on the scoring sheet.
Yeah, we saw that Launceston, a lot of strong players coming back, Ryan, and they're probably nearly at full strength when you think about it. And the Pies had a good few weeks. We'd seen some improvement, but this might set them back a little bit in this last bit of the season.
Yeah, they had a really strong 2 weeks before the bye. They took it up to North Hobart and almost snuck away with a win 3 weeks ago, and then they were up at they were only down by, I think, a goal at half time against the Tigers the week before the bye, so to come out and lose by a TSL record, 229 points, really would set them back on what was probably one of the darkest days in southern Tasmania, I guess all of Tasmania's most proudest clubs in history. So a really dark day for Glenorchy, but in terms of Launceston, that's a really good win, especially for those guys, considering next week they've got a top 2 clash with the Tigers up at home. So that sets them up for a really strong week. And one injury concern, I do believe, was young Colby McKirker. He finished with a leg injury. He didn't played the first probably 10 minutes of the first quarter and came off with a leg injury, so he wasn't seen for the rest of the day. So that was the only concern for the Blues in what was one of their best performances in club history, no doubt about that.
Yeah, big win there today at KG5. Ryan, before we let you go, that final score once again.
Final score was 13-16, 238 to 139. So a 229-point win for the reigning premiers Launceston over Glenorchy in what was a really good day for the Blues.
Thanks, Ryan. Thanks for your time on City Park Radio this afternoon.
Thanks, Dave. All the best for the remainder of the game, mate.
No problem. We'll take another short break here on City Park Radio. When we come back, we'll have Craig Boone with a report from all the starters footy grand finals up at St Pat's today.
The moment you walk into Victoria's Cosmetic Medical Clinic, it will be clear you've chosen one of the most professional and experienced clinics in Tasmania. With highly qualified practitioners and the very best state-of-the-art technology, Victoria's offers advanced clinical treatments, skin rejuvenation, injectables, cool sculpting and hair removal for men and women, providing results which can only come from experience. Victoria's staff are committed to helping you feel refreshed and look younger. Victoria's Cosmetic Medical Clinic High Street, a proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
Radio is available on many platforms, and podcasting is one of them.
City Park Radio has established a community podcast corner, so individuals and groups can use our quality studio to record their very own podcast series.
Whether you're a group of good friends, a club, or a professional looking for facilities, City Park Radio can help you.
Contact the station on 6334 3344 and we'll get the information to you.
Putting the community into radio. City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League football on City Park Radio.
Yes, at UTAS Stadium at half-time, it's North Launceston 3-9-27 to Lauderdale 3-4-22. The other game that's underway at half-time, it's a Tigers 7-2-44, leading Clarence 6-2-38, so a tight contest there. And of course, Launceston having that big win over Glenorchy earlier. But we've got some finals happening today in Sardis footy up at St Pat's. It's a beautiful day up there, as it is here at UTAS Stadium. And to give us a bit of a report on the 2 games that have been run and won today, plus it's half-time in the 3rd game, welcome to St Pat's Sports Coordinator Craig Boone. G'day, Craig.
G'day, Dave. G'day, team.
And let's start with the second of 18 this morning. It was the first one played about 10:30. What was the result in that one?
It was, yeah. Comfortable win for St Patrick's in that one over Hutchins. St Patrick's 15-15, 105 to Hutchins 3-4-22. So a fairly dominant performance there. Hutchins competed hard, but just a little too much depth in the St Patrick's team there.
Now in the second game we saw Guildford Young College versus Scotch Oakburn College in the girls' grand final. How did that pan out?
Yeah, the Southerners got up in that one, 6-9-45 to 2-1-13. Guildford had opened up a little bit of a lead by half-time. Scotch must have had a good rev up at half-time, came out, kicked the first 2 goals and reduced the margin back to about 10 points and hung in for a while, but then Guildford got rolling again and got that win by 32 points in the end.
And they've been a bit of a powerhouse, I think, in the girls' footy over the past few years, Guildford Young.
Yeah, they actually drew last year, which was an interesting result. They played Marist in last year's final and they played extra time. They still couldn't separate themselves. It was a shared title last year, but very strong team this year, quite a few Devils representatives. And I think one of the girls didn't get to play today, unfortunately. One of the girls got drafted the other night. So
Claire Ransom.
Got a really strong girls program there at Guildford.
Now, Booney, it's half-time, I think, in the boys' grand final. What's the score at the moment?
It's an entertaining game so far, Dave. St Patrick's leading at 3-5-23 to 1 straight 6. Very tight first quarter. No one could get a goal by quarter time. St Patrick's had 3 points to no score at quarter time. Guildford came out and got the first goal. But since then, St Patrick's have had another 3 goals too. One of them probably shouldn't have had another one that hit the post. It was a nice, easy shot, set shot missed from not too far out, but those things happen. As we saw last night with Carlton missing some set shots like that. But, 3-5 St Patrick's to 1 straight and sort of got their game going a little bit there. Just put that little bit of a buffer by half-time.
Now, mate, looking at the stream, looks like great conditions up there, and with a bit of a dry week, the ground is looks like it's holding up pretty well.
The ground is magic. We were very happy with how the ground looked yesterday, but we were wondering how it might go by the third game, after having people sort of running across it for a few hours, but it's held up brilliantly, really. It's really good nick. So credit to the groundsman at St Pat's. They've done a really good job, but magic, and the weather, as you say, is lovely day. A little bit cold. I think I'm going for about my third or fourth hot drink of the day. I'm just about to tuck into that in a minute, but it's lovely weather. You can't expect that better in July than low temperatures, but at least nice and sunny. So good conditions for footy.
And usually a good crowd rocks up to those games. A few people in attendance.
There certainly are, a lot of cars around the outline of the boundary there, and we've got quite a few parents and students and old collegians, that sort of thing here from St Pat's, and I'm sure there would have been a few that made the trip up as well from Guildford, having teams in both the girls and the boys today. They would have brought a bit of a support group with them as well. So it's good atmosphere. Definitely very much a finals day. It's got that real finals feel to it.
Now, before I let you go, Bernie, the competition this year, of course, has been mainly midweek, and this, I think, is probably the only Saturday fixture. There might have been another one here or there, but that decision to go midweek, it's probably meant that the players have been able to mix the Devils, the club, and the school footy together, and made it a really good comp.
It has, Dave. I think, obviously takes that pressure off the boys of having to make decisions with club and also with their Devils commitment. AFL has been helpful with, with us playing midweek and being able to have access to the players. I think it's worked a lot better. And, as you say, strong teams available throughout the season, which is really good, and particularly good on grand final day that both the teams are fairly close to full strength. Guildford missing McCallum with Allies duties, and we've got Max Roney away with our Tassie Devils under-16 team, but I think other than that, I think St Pat's are pretty much at full strength, and Guildford might be missing one or two, but they're very close to it as well. So makes for the best contest you can get, and that's what you want out of the grand final, the two teams at full strength.
Absolutely. And Bernie, before we let you go, just that half-time score again for our listeners and viewers.
Yep, so it's 3 goals 5, 23 to St Patrick's, and 1 goal straight 6 to Guildford Young.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for joining us on City Park Radio.
Thanks, Dave. Pleasure. All the best.
That's Craig Boone down there at St Patrick's, and of course it's the Sardis Grand Final. Rob, you've been involved with Sardis footy a bit. It's always a pretty big day, those grand finals.
Yeah, it's a great thing, and it's terrific, as Booney said there, that the games have been during the week. I know when I was coaching at Scotch Oakburn, it was always a problem getting your players there, but it's a great day and a great memory too, as I'm sure, Dave, you'd know yourself as someone involved up there at St Pat's. Very important for the school, and a great memory for those young people going forward into their lives with that experience. I think my greatest sporting memory, Rob, is the 1984 grand final when we beat St Wilders by a point in the very wet conditions up at St Patrick's Oval. Something I'll never forget. No, it certainly is. I was on the losing end to two very, very good St Pat's sides as a coach of Scotch Oakburn, but I did snag a senior seconds one with Scotch when we beat Hutchins by about 130 points. So it was a good day.
Absolutely. And it's a good breeding, school footy over the time, Max. Has been, I think it's something the north of the state especially does well. I mean, people say there's no footy in schools, but every Wednesday I go at lunchtime and I can see footy being played. We've got Riverside High, Quitchy, etc. So it's still a very important part of footy, the school aspect, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
As an old Kings Meadows boy.
Yeah, look, we all reflect back on what we could do when we were younger, and great friendships are made. Gives people the opportunity to play sport who may not have the capacity to get there during the course of a weekend through for whatever reason, and so forth. And it just builds relationships between the schools and the boys, because a lot of them play football against each other of a weekend in TJFA football as well, and there's a lot of rivalry, and I'm better than you and you're better than me and all this sort of stuff. But it's just a great thing. It's not just the football side of it either. It's the other sports that are being played again during midweek, and I think there's a really good opportunity for them all to continue to build on that, rather than there's so much happening of a weekend in people's lives now, and if we give the kids the opportunity not to have to choose one or the other.
Yep.
You know, there's all this argument about, the better players, can get burnt out and play too much footy. I'm not a big advocate of it. Like, you can play as much footy as you like. You'll get burnt out when you get sick of it. And as long as you're enjoying it, you might miss a game or two here and there, and away you go. Yeah.
Have a look here at what's just been happening in front of us. You've got some little kids who'd be, 4 or 5, 6, 7, just having a great time. And I think probably tying together what you both said, worryingly, in the census data this week, we heard Tasmania is the unhealthiest state in Australia.
That's
so
right. That's
anything we can do in physical activity in any sport, it's a great thing.
Absolutely. It's half-time here at UTAS Stadium, 3-9-27, North Launceston, Lauderdale 3-4-22. We'll take another short break. The players are out on the ground, and our umpires are as well. When we come back, we'll be ready for the second half.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio, your local radio station. If you support City Park Radio through a membership in 2022, Elgas would like to say thank you. And as a way of saying thanks, we'll take $10 off your next LPG delivery. That's right, if you have an account with Elgas, your next LPG delivery will receive $10 off if you have a 2022 membership of Launceston City Park Radio. From the smallest domestic to the largest commercial, phone your local LPG experts on 131 161 for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Elgas is a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Barrett's Music is proud to support music in Tasmania in many forms. In fact, we've been supporting music in our community for decades. We value music participation in Tassie, so we can help you get started with expert advice on hand. With a wide range of instruments in stock, plus great learning resources and interest-free purchase plans, we can help you discover the music in you. Call into Barrett's at 104 George Street, Launceston, or phone 6331 9355. Barrett's Music, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Elgas. For all your LPG needs, talk to the locals with knowledge. Elgas, call 13 11 61, a sponsor of City Park Radio.
Welcome back to UTAS Stadium. Tony, you're down there with the Lauderdale runner. Does he want a word?
Yeah, I have. G'day, Sean. How do you reckon the coach went in that half-time address?
Pretty measured, as usual, but got the message through and we hope to see a better second half.
What areas did he ask them to address?
Win the stoppages. I think don't use S anymore, so win the stoppage. I apologise. And after that, get the forward entries a bit better.
Yeah, he was fairly keen about that because he said a few times they're coming out of the midfield transition. Nothing's there and they're just really wasting it. At this stage, he wants them, if they haven't got anything specific, to bomb it to sort of about the 15 metres out.
Yeah, it's about spot on too and get mismatch Siggins or Blackburn with a mismatch, they believe. So you're in there anyway, so you can report back on that.
Yeah, if they wanted you to do it. That's about it. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Sean, is it Sean Richardson down there? Max, is that correct?
That is,
that's correct.
That is correct, Dave.
Lauderdale runner. Look, we haven't done groups of stats yet from half-time. So at half-time, the hit-outs were North Launceston 24 to Lauderdale 18. Clearances, the Northern Bombers in front there, 19 to 11, 10 to 6 in the second quarter. Inside 50, Northern Bombers 22 to 17. Inside 50 marks, 4 to Lauderdale, 3 to North Launceston, and free kicks 10 to the Northern Bombers, 9 to the Southern Bombers. So not a lot separating the teams statistically there, and we're going to end up with a really close result here. I think at the end of the day we've got two real cliffhangers here, and the TSL at the moment there's only a goal the difference between the Tigers and Clarence, with the Tigers in front. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas for your LPG needs statewide. Talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone at 131 161. So players taking up their positions. Alex Lee, of course, sustaining that shoulder injury. Looks like he's fit to go in the second half.
Half-time in the seniors, Dave, out at Longford, between Longford and Deloraine, 4-7-31. The home team Tigers to Deloraine 5-1-31.
Oh,
so,
that's an upset brewing.
Possibly, yeah, pretty close. And just on the Longford recreational ground, if anyone ever wants to go for a Sunday drive, what the council's done out there at the entrance to the ground is just absolutely fantastic. Got a big, I guess, memorabilia wall, calling it the Fred Davies entrance or whatever it may be, but really informative about a bit of good local country history footy.
Fantastic. Second half underway. Here's at Rob Soward.
Lee, first hand on. Bombers into attack in the early stages of the third quarter. Beats everyone. Bobbling around 40 metres out from goal. Great pressure there from the Bombers. The Northern Bombers, that is. I keep getting caught up. Both lots of Bombers today. Umpire's going to ball it up. About 40 metres out. Lee versus Siggins again. Lee, clever tap. To their advantage. Bombers player spins out. Pinball's back towards Lee, off the ground. Quick kick, ball in dispute. Harper onto the left. And that's going to ball. Just Will Poland with a fingernail on that one. Just escorting that one through for a behind. Harper very quick thinking there, snapping a quick shot across his body. But Will Poland making the difference. Poland's going to bring it into play. Kicks it out towards the far side of the ground. Lauderdale have got the numbers. Umpire's called a free kick there. I think that will be to the Bombers. Yep, Northern Bombers. Going to move the ball back into the middle of the ground. And it's taken there by Fletcher Bennett. So important to the Bombers with how they set up. Bennett's wanting some movement forward. Plays on. Drives it along inside 50. Lots of players there. Punched by Lauderdale. Got the numbers around the ball, and that's going to be a ball up just inside the 50. Northern Bombers deep into attack. They've had it all their way this quarter so far. Lee first hand down. Bombers pick it up. Looking for someone. Quick kick forward. Last line of defence again for Lauderdale. Very, very important. That was Poland again. Two great saves, Dave, from Poland in the early stages of this quarter.
Yep, snap there from Lee. Just fell a bit short. The spectators today have chosen to go into the sun out on that far side. I don't blame them. It's quite a pleasant day in the sunshine, but a bit chilly in the shade. Out comes now to Franklin. He takes the ball, short kick. Looking and finding a teammate. Quick transition now. Taken by Lennon Marlin. He's going to boot it forward and hope for the best. First there will probably be Nankervis. Nankervis gets there now. Taps to a teammate in Mitchell. He shovels it away. Chance there for Richmond. He couldn't take it. Cox Coogee gets it to Van Dam, who coughs it up out of bounds on the full. So, free kick on the far side. They're a long way away from us, but I think that looks like Fergus Kenny over there. He's not going to go for it. He's got a square option here in Christensen. He goes now sideways and finds Hooker. Nick Hooker in those orange boots. Kicks left foot, long kick to the goal square. No one can take the mark. It's on the ground. Out they come through Tilly, look away handball. Patton, this way, that away. Left foot, Patton. It's going to fall short. It's going to go through for a behind to the left. 3-5-23 to 3-11-29. Margin back to an even goal. Cox Goodger wastes no time. Oh, he gets confronted there by Marlin. He does get round him, takes the bounce, gets around a second player in Reed. Almost gets the defensive 50 before he kicks it. Then he kicks it to the wing. Chance for Lauderdale though. Here's Hooker once again. Sums up his options. Measures it beautifully and hits a teammate Patton on the chest.
Patton slips, looks up. Drives the ball inside the 50. It's all Northern Bombers there. The one Lauderdale player almost taking the mark. Nankervis, clever, off the ground. It's going to come back in though. Great tackle. That's a fantastic tackle, Tom Bennett. He's on the half-back line, but that's just a terrific tackle there on Ned Shaw. Bennett's going to retreat and send it back to Fletcher Bennett. Bennett to set it up. Back to Cox Goodger. 3 kicks and they're still inside 50. Commentators, absolute frustration with that one. Still 4 kicks still inside 50. Back to Bennett. Fletcher, that is. Looking for his options.
Lauderdale set up really well here. That's why they're chipping it around.
Goes long. Shaw drops it. Northern Bombers are going to come away with it. Hand pass too strong for Lee. Going to be a throw-in just in front of the interchange area.
That's something teams work on now, isn't it, Max? You know, when they've to try and defend, they've been to attack and the defending team can't get the ball out because they've set up really well on the other way.
Yeah, it's all about just zones, isn't it, when you're setting up in those situations. They're prepared to give them a bit of tease room, so allow them to try and hit a target and just have a couple of quick ball movers and quick on the legs to be able to shut it down.
The tackle laid there by Tilly on a vent, out of bounds. So 6 points of margin, low scoring game.
Very similar, as I said earlier, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the last time.
The last time they played.
Absolutely.
Lauderdale just dropping Ned Shaw back in front of Tom Bennett here, outnumbering 5-4 in their forward line.
Lee takes it out of the ruck. Torpedo goes straight up in the air. Up here towards Oscar Shaw. Well done, Bennett. Takes it to Rickard, who's been quiet. He's tackled straight away. And by that man, Ned Shaw again. Young player back there doing a good job. We'll keep you up to date with Launceston Arena. Just a goal the difference there and a goal the difference here. So last round we had 2-point margins in 2 games. Could something like that happen again? As Siggins now just taps to himself. Gets it back here towards Patton. Tackled. Does release it to Tilly now. Yeah, that could have been a bit rough there. I thought he got an effective handball away. But Josh Rickard's going to take it on the wing.
Rickard looking for options, looks inboard, looks down the line. Still not sure which way he's going to go. Umpire says move it on. Kicks it short, and that's Bales. Bales holding it up. He frustrated Max before, not moving it quickly. Now he goes. Drives it with that left boot inside 50.
Oh.
Tom Bennett against 3 defenders. Tommy Bennett.
That's the best mark I've seen him take for probably 12 months.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
And you called earlier, he's been a little bit quieter today, but this is where the Bombers, the Northern Bombers, that is, got off the leash in the earlier game. All pretty close at half time. In fact, I think Lauderdale were in front in the previous game, but then the Bombers just got off the leash and they've certainly had the best of it in the early part of this quarter. Very important kick for Tom Bennett. Great mark. Runs in, he's going to kick from around about 40 metres. Makes absolutely no mistake. Tom Bennett for his second today will take North Launceston to 4:11.35 in front of Lauderdale 3:5.23, Max.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure about the scoreboard, Rob. I think, unless I wrote it down incorrectly at quarter time, Adam was 4:9.27, but that could have been wrong. Dave, the man, will check that, I guess, at some stage for us. But, yeah, really strong grab by Bennett there. Beat 3 opponents, a couple of them climbing over his back, another one trying to punch the ball away. But it was just a vice-like grip. It was fantastic mark. And good, really, I just love watching a forward like that, mate, take a mark and going back to kicking a goal. Didn't even think about trying to pass it off. He knew what his job was to do, and he did it.
2 goals now to Tom Bennett, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Taken here by Tilly. Shows a bit of dash. Kick's not great, though. Met there by Newitt, picks it up, tackled from behind and penalised. So Reece Sutton will take the free kick, defensive side of the wing. Has an outlet. Goes to a teammate there in Williams. Back to Ned Shaw. Just the regulation. He'll go back inside defensive 50. So they'll switch here. They do have players in the wing. McGuinness now to Poland. Poland has Hooker, who's led up pretty well and takes the mark. So, smart work there from Lauderdale. They made the numbers to their advantage on this side of the ground. Goes in towards Blackburn, front position, 2 grab mark. Michael Blackburn. Now he's not without a chance here. Distance right on it, I'd say. As Corey Nankervis is 45 out on the mark. And this is a big kick. The Lauderdale, it's a low-scoring game. They wouldn't want to fall 3 goals behind. This could get them back within 1 straight kick. And he goes short instead. Doesn't hit the target, although Walsh has got it. Right foot towards goal. Out to the right, 1 behind. 3:6.24 Lauderdale. North Launceston 4:11.35.
Northern Bombers bring it back into play. Handball by Cox Goodger. Ball out on the far side of the ground. Moved on quickly. That's a great chase down tackle by Lauderdale. Ball in dispute. It's going to be a ball up out there on the far side, almost directly opposite where we are in the commentary position on the far side of the ground. But you get the feeling that Lauderdale are going to need the next one.
Yep.
It's certainly the momentum is with the Northern Bombers at the moment. Lee, beautiful tap down. He's been really good since he's come back on with that shoulder. Northern Bombers trying to gain possession too close to the boundary line, escorted over by Williams. It's going to be a throw in. Probably 20 metres around from where the previous one was in the wing position, just forward of the wing. Lee's just so important to the Bombers, so the longer he's out there, the better it's going to be. Lauderdale that time, hands down. Cox Goodger tackled. It's going to be, umpire's played advantage, although they might have been holding the ball. Moved in quickly there, Harper scouting around looking for it. Lauderdale are going to come away and relieve the pressure, only momentarily. It's a nice mark there by Christian. Outnumbered. Goes back towards the centre of the ground. He's kicked that straight back. Cox Goodger's going to pick that up. Drives it long into the goal square. Bombers setting themselves. Off hands and through for a behind. Poland again, 3 times this quarter. The last man between the Northern Bombers and the goal, Dave.
Yep, they're now 4-12-36, the Northern Bombers, Lauderdale 3-6-24. First goal of the second half to the Tigers. They're 8-2-50, leading Clarence 6-2-38, Max.
Just watching Cox Goodyear got tackled very heavily in that kick when he got it away. It took him about a good 30 seconds to get up, come up holding his left shoulder.
Oh dear.
Sort of still giving it a bit of a rub. He's ran away, but he's certainly got that left arm sort of bit of a stinger, I think it might be.
Josh Williams gets it to Walsh on the wing. Bryce Walsh short to Marlin. Lennon Marlin from Western Australia. Big recruit this year for Lauderdale. Been impressive. Him and Jaden Magro is out today. Marlin kicks towards half forward. And a strong mark in the contest. I think it's Harry Richmond, the number 29. It is. So Harry Richmond, been a bit in and out of the side this year. Injury concerns. Can take a good grab and did on that occasion. Quiet so far today, but this is a pretty important shot on goal from 40 out. Harry Richmond, Cox Goodyear coming off the ground. Richmond for goal has delivered a behind. 3-7-25 Lauderdale. 4-12-36 North Launceston. We've been playing 12 minutes into this third quarter.
Richard Bennett brings it back in.
Hubbard takes the mark. I'll do it, Rob, because it's that corner. So I'll go until it clears out of there. So Hubbard, short now to Harper, who takes the mark.
Yeah, Harper's got it. They won't want to be kicking from there with like 30 seconds to go. I'll be in trouble. Harper, short. Again, back to Fletcher Bennett. Very important to them with his intercept set up. He's kicked out higher than he has longer almost. Ives over the top, Spoil. Well, he's going to beat the Northern Bombers player out, and that's going to be a throw-in just around from the interchange.
St Patrick's 30, Guildford Young 12. 18-point lead to St Pat's. Third quarter.
Nice lead there to St Pat's. Ball comes in, Lee uses his strength and pushes off. Takes it out of the air, kicks it along. Could have been a free kick there, the Northern Bombers. Poland breaks through 3 players. Long, just outside 50 to Christensen. Christensen using all his skill and expertise. Couldn't gain possession, could have been high, Max said. And it is high. Probably done a bit of umpiring, Maxie, I'd say, there on that one. Good call.
Always there, that one.
Always there.
Nearly took his head off.
Christensen looking to move it on. Drives it inside 50. Lauderdale forward slip over. All the Bombers defenders dropping one they should have taken, but that's going to be a throw-in. It's, again, for such a perfect day, we've seen a few of those. Marks been dropped that should have been taken, Dave.
Yeah, it was unlucky. It was a beautiful kick for Blackburn, but Blackburn slipped over. He was going to take that on his chest. Bounty throw in. Front position, Siggins. Does some bullocking work. Picked up by Ollington. Tackled by Reed. And they've been attacking 50 now for a while. Dave Gruber's stats here. Lauderdale 6-4 this quarter inside 50s.
They need a goal, don't they?
Absolutely. Siggins takes out the ruck. Little kick. Tries to fashion it. Taken by Stingle. Lovely handball away now to Van Dam. Van Dam's kick waited here for Harper. Up against Oscar Shaw. Harper paddles it in front of him. Picks it up. Does the 360. Back to Van Dam. Will be under pressure. Does a smart thing and taps it on towards Bales. Bales lays on it. Ball up centre wing. So ground almost half covered in shade now as we approach 3:30 on this midwinter's afternoon. Tigers 50, Clarence 45. So tight game there. Tight game here. Stay with us on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. Lee out of the ruck towards Oscar Shaw, who doesn't take the mark. Player tackle maybe without it. Forced forward. Picked up there by Oscar Mansell. He handballs it straight to Fergus Kenny. Now he might be holding the ball there, Fergus. He is. There'll be a free kick. Going away, that might be young Nichols, I think. He goes low towards Bennett. Does it beautifully. Just pick that young player up there.
It is.
It is young Jack Nichols. On debut, it was a lovely kick.
And Bennett in front of 3 Lauderdale defenders.
So Tommy Bennett laid a big tackle early in the quarter, kicked the last goal of the first half. So after a quiet start, he is now becoming an influential player and potentially the largest leading goal kicker in this game. 45 out. Kicks for goal is Tom Bennett. This one's off to the right and misses. inaccurate. North Launceston 4-13-37. Leading the Lauderdale 3-7-25. Been playing 15.5 minutes. Here's Rob Sale.
To say Lauderdale needs to get the next one's is a bit of an understatement. It's been all Northern Bombers this quarter, and when it's been up in the Lauderdale 50, they haven't been able to convert. Umpires waving the play on. Kick out there taken by Flynn Rackett. Rackett's looking back inboard. Now he's looking down the line. He's going to go down the line. Kicks to a contest. Northern Bombers shaping to come away with it through Ethan Hubbard, but all he can do, hands off and over the boundary line.
The Lauderdale team need to get 1 or 2 goals here. Like, even though North aren't hitting the scoreboard on the goals, those points are starting to creep up, and 12 points in the context of this game, it's a fairly significant lead.
It is, Max, and you know, it's just critical. Siggins is going to come away with it. Christensen, quick hands. Lauderdale looking to move it up the ground, but the boundary line's going to win again. Just over Lennon Marlin's head there. They, you know, for most of the second quarter, I felt that Lauderdale were probably the dominant side. Then that late goal to Tom Bennett, and then all of a sudden the momentum shifted. Throw in the wing position, Alex Lee, first hand on. Bombers come away with it. Move it quickly by hand. Sulzberger back in, spoiled there by the Lauderdale player. Confused with my Bombers today, and now I'm bringing Lilydale into it. Oscar Van Dam making a good tackle there, ball being held up just outside the Lauderdale 50. Alex Lee, big tap. No, Nat Franklin pushed off the ball into the blind corner where I can't see. Is it still in, Dave?
I've got it. It's a handball by Ollington. Gets it back to Stingle. Up here towards Newitt. Can't take the mark. Spills to Oscar Shaw. Just throws it rugby style with the boot. Might work out all right. Bit of a chaos ball. 2 Lauderdale players run into each other. That was Tilly and Reid. There's a smother there late on Mitchell by Franklin. Does a great job. Gee, there's some hard stuff going on here. Christensen lays on it. Ball up. I think Jack Avent's a Lilydale boy, Rob. I think that was the connection there. So
it must have been.
Must have been. And Jackie Avent's around this contest as well. Siggins wins the tap. Only as far as Declan Chug. Will take it over the boundary line. It's 4-13, yes, 4-13-37 North Launceston. Lauderdale 3-7-25. Low scoring scrap here at UTAS Stadium. Don't forget next week, 5-2. We're at Windsor Park, 1v2. Launceston versus the Tigers. We're in a bit of a scrap at the moment themselves with Clarence. We'll get to a score in that in a moment. Boundary throwing. Christensen takes it, gets space, launches for goal. Alan Christensen, and he's missed.
He had a bit more time than he thought there, didn't he?
He did. He used his experience just to find a bit of meterage on his opponent as it comes out quickly to Bennett. Now to Nankervis. He goes sideways. I think it's Bales who's marked over there in the back pocket.
Bales just outside 50 in front of the Railway Workers Hill. He's holding it up. Umpire's indicating he wants him to move it on. Down the line he goes. Kicks to a contest. That's a really, almost a nice mark. I think the umpire's going to say that's paid. And that's our man Will Poland again. He's been one of the best. Don't want to influence the votes, but he's been pretty good today, Will Poland. Cradling his eyes from the sunshine, goes long inside 50 for Lauderdale. Siggins sets himself, beats everyone. It's going to be Fletcher Bennett, comes away with it by hand. Gives, gets it back. Couple of quick handballs. Oscar Van Dam back to Fletcher Bennett. Bennett gives it again. Picked off though. This time by Lauderdale. They've got an opportunity. That's a nice kick. Fortuitous. Falls into the arms of Broomhall. Looks up. 2-on-1. And that's the one, being Alan Christensen. Takes a great mark. Wasn't the best option, Max, that one, but it certainly paid off there with Christensen taking a nice mark.
Probably wasn't the best option, but I think it was his only option. Christensen had led that way. He was running that way. He didn't have too many other choices, but just shows the class of the man, doesn't it? Too.
Certainly
did it easy.
Certainly got to kick it here. Strokes it. And the umpire says no mistake. Alan Christensen on the scoreboard for Lauderdale and kicks a very, very important goal for them. That takes them to 4-8-32. North Launceston still in front, 4-13-37.
I think as a young player too, Max, you look up and you see Alan Christensen, even if he's surrounded by three, you think, this is my man.
Yeah,
he's going to do it for me, and he did.
Yeah, you'd be wise to kick it to him, wouldn't you? Rather than you certainly wouldn't burn him on those occasions.
AFL Premiership player, you'd certainly be looking for him, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Quick update, another up score in local footy. Old Launcestonians halfway through the third quarter playing out at Evandale in the fog as well, so she's pretty thick in the Midlands. 92 OLs at halfway through the third to Evandale 18.
All right, keep you up to date with local sport. Still, last score I got at Launceston Arena was a Tigers 50 to Clarence 45, so it's been stuck on that for a while, so we'll see if we can get an update there pretty soon. And also a Sardis update in a second at the next stoppage, as it's coming out here towards Salisbury. Taken by Walsh, a little bit of momentum here for Lauderdale. Contested ball, Jack Avett in there. So it's 3/4 time at St Patrick's, I think. And 23-6, is it? No, that was the half-time score, beg your pardon. I'll get the score in a moment. As Siggins takes it out of the air. Knocked away by Richmond. The path of Kenny, he couldn't take it. Now holding free kick. Going the way here of Broomhall. Set up the last goal. Kicks towards Christensen again. Rinse and repeat. Can't take the mark this time. Mopped up by Bennett. Bennett just looks for space towards the boundary line. If this goes over, it'll be interesting. It doesn't. It's gathered by Harper, who's happy to see it out of bounds. 4:13:37 Lauderdale. North Launceston. Lauderdale 4:8:32. 22 minutes into this third quarter.
Well, Harper just runs into... who was that? Luke Patton. Put in his way. Every seagull in Launceston here too, flying off after that collision. Lee, front position, taps it down to Cox Goodger. He's tackled. Back to Lee. It's that big body in front of it. Cox Goodger still on the ground. Lauderdale are going to come away with it. Another inside 50. Christensen pushes off. And what a fantastic mark. Alan Christensen, Lou, using every bit of that AFL experience there.
I've certainly peppered the inside 50s the last 3 or 4 minutes, Lauderdale.
And it certainly looks like a really smart move, parking him forward too.
11-5 this quarter, Max.
Yep.
Round the corner. Great goal from Christensen, and that's going to be the lead back for Lauderdale. Lauderdale 5-8-38, just shading North Launceston 4-13-37. And that's Christensen's second goal in a couple of minutes.
Now, they've looks like they're playing in permanent forward now, Max, and Declan Chugg is the matchup.
He's probably run out of petrol tickets after what he did in the first half. Pretty much played on ball 100% game time, I would have thought. And great opportunity for young Chugg too. He just keeps getting better every time you watch him. He loves taking a few angry pills too, young Declan. He not backward in coming forward. Probably gets that from his father, young Mark. And great experience down there playing on an AFL Premiership player out of the goal square, I reckon, for the young fella.
We're going to contest here now. Just 1 point the difference from the middle. Here goes Siggins. Kick wasn't a great one. Sutton sitting under it. Same with Mitchell there from North Launceston. Taken though by Marlon to space inside forward 50. Dangerous here. Taken. Shot on goal. And quite catch the player there, these white numbers. I think it might have been Harry Richmond there who had a shot on goal. One behind.
Way more time too than he thought there, Dave. He probably could have done a little bit better there. Certainly been all Lauderdale last 5 minutes. The momentum certainly shifted. Northern Bombers look to bring it back into play. Long kick out in front of the railway workers stand. Almost a mark there to the Lauderdale player. Quick hands back inside. Everyone's calling ball except Lauderdale. Could have been holding the ball. The umpire says, no, that's mine.
Well, young Tilly there. He missed
all day, didn't he?
An air swing with a kick because he was tackled, so interesting.
Yeah. Umpire balls it up. Lee against Siggins. Pushed off there, Lauderdale. Quick kick forward. And that's going to be a goal. That's going to be a goal. Fergus Kenny got himself in the right spot. Read that tap beautifully. Quick kick forward. And all of a sudden, Max, it's all Lauderdale.
So they've absolutely been dominating in the last 7 or 8 minutes. Kicked 3 goals in that time to sort of, we were talking 10, 12 minutes ago that North Launceston were in front by 12 points, and now it's Lauderdale by, what's that? That's 8 points. So a very quick turnaround. And in the context of the game, again, it's any lead's a good lead at the moment because both sides have really struggled when they've had the opportunity to put a couple of goals on the board consecutively. The only team to be able to do it so far is Lauderdale, and that's just happened.
SPC 37, Guildford Young 14 at 3/4 time. 3 quick goals here to Lauderdale have changed the complexion of this game. 2 to Christensen, 1 to Kenny. As now North Launceston have a chance to respond through Stingle. Low kick inside 50, 2 against 1. Bennett can't quite take it. Oscar Shaw off balance, gets it nicely to Sutton, who's done everything pretty well today. As Reece Sutton, he just says settle it down. We had a good few minutes, no hurry. Now looks like we've got a 50 here. I think the player in the mark might have moved after the stand instruction.
Should be allowed to move though, Dave.
Yep. Reece Sutton inside 50. Play goes on. Christensen again. Chug does well this time. Contested ball. Yankervis tackled. They try to work their way out. Kenny again. Surely not. Not this time. He's pulled off it. And that's out of bounds. Saw Fergus Kenny last year kick a beautiful goal at Windsor Park from the boundary line. He can snap a goal, the young man. The diminutive number 16 there. Lined up at the moment on Ethan Hubbard. Boundary throw in next to the left behind post. Margin 8 points. Dying seconds of this third quarter. Lee against Siggins. Lee does the sensible thing towards the boundary line. The last thing the Northern Bombers want to do here is concede a goal. Inside 50 this quarter, 13-6. Lauderdale have been on top. They've just started to get a little bit of reward for their forward pressure. Once again, Siggins and Lee. Lee this time. Wins it to Avent. Had it spent before he took it. Working hard now. Chance. That was Launceston to Siggins. Not a miracle on this occasion. Across the face from behind. 6-10-46 Lauderdale to 4-13-37. 9 points of difference. 27-minute mark. Take us through to three-quarter time. Rob.
Mankervis brings it back into play. Mark just inside the boundary line by Jack Ahern. Looks for his options. He's going to go down the line. No, he's not. He's faked me out and he's going to drive it back into the middle of the ground. Northern Bombers looking for a quick score. It's all Lauderdale here at the moment though. Cut off. Heading back inside 50 where Lauderdale look like they've got the sit, and that's a really, really nice mark by Harry Richmond.
He's taken a couple of nice grabs this quarter.
He has. He's got really busy, and that Northern Bombers defence, which we know works so well together, the last few minutes, Fletcher Bennett I know has been off having a spell, certainly hurt them the last few minutes. Richmond moves in. He's going to kick right on the siren, just from outside 50. Siren's put him off a little, I think. Although, no, it's not just not quite there. Swung back at the last minute, no score. As we head into three-quarter time, all Lauderdale in the latter part of that quarter. Lauderdale, 6 goals, 10 behinds, 46 points, leading North Launceston 4-13-37. And we'll have our goal scorers in a moment. Max.
Thanks very much to North Launceston, who have kicked 4 for the day, which probably a bit disappointing really when you say you got 4 goals at three-quarter time. 2 to Tom Bennett, 1 to Harry Bales, and 1 to Theo Ives. And for Lauderdale have now strung 6 together, and they've got 2 multiple goal kickers, 2 to Sam Siggins, 2 to Christensen, both in that quarter within 2 or 3 minutes of each other, 1 to Fergus Kenny and 1 to Flynn Reid. So yeah, spreading the goals amongst each other, which is really good for team cohesion. You're not looking for the same guy. And interestingly enough, their key forward that they recruited this year, who's had a go at Clarence in the past as well, Michael Blackburn, hasn't had a lot of the ball today. So if they can get that ball down deep into him, which from an inside 50 perspective, they're absolutely slaughtered North Launceston in that quarter. I think if we had a look at the best stat man's stats in the business, Grooves, but yeah, I think if they can continue getting that ball deep into the forward line, they've got Christensen sitting down there now, demanding the ball. You've got Blackburn still leading and hitting up and making a contest of it. So, there's options aplenty for them at the moment, deep in their forward line. You've had Siggins going really well in the ruck all day as well. So the momentum, as Rob called in that quarter, has swung towards Lauderdale, and it's a big challenge for North Launceston here. Obviously Alex Lee is hurting a fair bit with that shoulder, but it's a really big challenge for them now to fight this out, and it's certainly not over by any means, but I think Lauderdale have just got their nose in front at present.
Michael Walker for City Park Radio Sport. We've got a cliffhanger again. We had one 2 weeks ago, and I think it's going to go down to the wire again. It's Lauderdale 6-10-46, leading North Launceston 4-13-37. When we come back, we'll have Gribbs' stats and Tony from the boundary.
We all love Launceston City Park Radio, your local radio station. If you support City Park Radio through a membership in 2022, Elgas would like to say thank you. And as a way of saying thanks, we'll take $10 off your next LPG delivery. That's right, if you have an account with Elgas, your next LPG delivery will receive $10 off if you have a 2022 membership of Launceston City Park Radio. From the smallest domestic to the largest commercial, phone your local LPG experts on 131 161 for full details. Terms and conditions apply. Elgas is a sponsor of City Park Radio.
City Park Radio relies on its members, volunteers and local business to maintain the programs you enjoy. And you can support them and the wide variety of programs by making a donation to the station. It's so easy for you to donate. Just head to our website, cityparkradio.com, on your PC or smart device and click the donate button. Anything over $2 is tax deductible and you'll receive your receipt immediately by email. Donate now to City Park Radio.
Ah, we got it all here at Invermay News Agency, so come on in. After your ticket to freedom, maybe some gifts for the missus, or even just bits and bobs to get you through the daily grind. Come on in, we're open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. I'm Mr. Lotto, and we've got it all. Remember, Invermay News Agency is open for you when the others aren't. Open just about all hours. Invermay News Agency, opposite UTAS Stadium, with free parking at the door. Buy it, gift it, wrap it, post it. Lovely jubbly.
A proud sponsor of City Park Radio.
You're listening to Tasmanian State League Football on City Park Radio.
Welcome back here to UTAS Stadium, and the sun is starting to creep its way across the ground as we reach 10-4 here on a lovely Saturday afternoon. And at three-quarter time, 6:10:46, Lauderdale leading the Northern Bombers 4-13-37. Gribbs' stats to three-quarter time hit-outs, North Launceston 40 to Lauderdale 25. 16-7 in that quarter. So Alex Lee, despite being injured, continues to get his hand on the ball in the ruck contest. Clearances 30 to North Launceston, 21 to Lauderdale. Pretty even in that quarter. 11-10 the Northern Bombers' way. Inside 50s, Lauderdale got on top that quarter, 14-6. So 14 entries for those three goals. They're leading at 31-28 over the day. Marks inside 50, big difference there. Lauderdale taking those 5 marks, so 9-5 over the day. The Southern Bombers lead that stat. And free kicks, North Launceston 16, Lauderdale 13. As the Huddles are getting their last minute instructions, what would think Daniel Willing would be saying, Max, from a Lauderdale perspective?
Look, he would be really keen for them to continue moving the ball as quickly as what they did in the latter half of that quarter, because it resulted in 3 goals for them. It put North Launceston backline really under pressure. The ball, especially when the ball was going in really, really deep, it made it more challenging for the Bombers. They looked a little bit, not confused, but just wasn't quite sure who they had to take, who should be flying for the ball. They still work very well. We've seen Fletcher Bennett run it out a few times, but even when they were doing that, they were under pressure doing it. So the Lauderdale coach would be just asking them to continue to apply that pressure, because they can see that they're coming out on top, and they've got 20-25 minutes to go to consolidate an 8-point game, as you said earlier in the call, Dave.
And I wonder what Brad Cox-Goodger has in mind for his team in the last quarter. Tony, what was the mood down there at the huddle?
Considering, he said there was a 5-minute lapse, which has really sort of cost them the way they really want to play this game. He says now they're really going to just have to press up, get right in their faces, and force Lauderdale to kick along instead of just chipping around a bit as they have been doing and controlling play, especially towards the end of the quarter. He called on all his players to don't leave to the others. If it's there, you do it. And that was the main message.
Today's broadcast, thank you, Tony, for your report there. We'll get back to the end of the game. Today's broadcast brought to you by Elgas. For your LPG needs statewide, talk to the locals with knowledge. Phone 131 161. Last quarter of action here at UTAS Stadium. Stay with us here on the TSL live stream, sponsored by Daily Potato Co. and also the City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5. Don't forget, more local sport this evening. It's the Tornadoes versus Dandenong. Yes, I'm doubling up from 6:15. Tune in for some great basketball action in the NBL 1 South. Here it goes. Last quarter action. Rob Soward, City Park Radio Sport.
Ball goes up in the middle. Siggins v. Lee. Lee first hand on for the Northern Bombers. They're going to come away with it now. Quick kick forward through
Sulzberger,
but chopped off across half-back and taken there by our man McGuinness. Quite a game from McGuinness today. Got off to a busy start, but they'll be looking for him to stand up in the last quarter. Ball goes back towards the middle. Long kick forward. Lauderdale into attack. Siggins versus Lee. And he's hung on to that one. He's just pushed Alex Lee off it just at the critical moment and taken the mark. He's going to drive it along inside 50. Christensen's his target. Christensen front position. He's going to be outpointed. Bombers have got the numbers. Quick kick out. It's only going to go as far as, was it Tilly? Broomhall.
Interesting situation. Cox Goodyear not starting on the ground in the last quarter.
Right, we're going to get we'll get down to Tony perhaps the next stoppage to see about that one. As it's in towards the forward line now for Lauderdale. And the tackle laid. Tony, I don't know if you've got any information there on Brad Cox Goodyear.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, is he down on the bench?
Yeah, he is. He's not getting any treatment or anything like that. I think he's just resting.
Okay, so keep an eye on that one. Lee gets the tap away. Headed towards Broomhall again. He's pushed off it by Avent. Kick round the corner. They're setting up nicely here, Lauderdale, with Oscar Shaw taking this mark.
Played well today, Oscar Shaw.
Absolutely. Ex-Tassie Devil, Oscar Shaw. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Blackburn flies from the front, but great mark, Alex Lee. Clutch mark there in that contest. He's got options sideways, and he goes now to Fletcher Bennett. He cruises off into the sunshine. Up towards the wing, towards Will Harper. Almost takes a mark from behind. Can't take it. As taken there by Ollington, who kicks up the wing. Here towards Ives. Ives lays the tackle. Spills out now here towards Hooker. Hooker's kick towards Mitchell for North Launceston. He can't pick it up. Wheeling around now is Ollington. Straight back up the wing again to a contest. That's a good mark from behind there by Poland. Poland, lovely kick to Walsh. Now he's got an option sideways, and that's Patton. He takes it, he has to stop though. Sum up the situation. Little chip kick up here, looking for Blackburn, front position. Corey Nankervis, another great sprawl. Sam Tilley takes it, wide foot snap at goal, across the face. It won't go through for a goal, it's tapped through. In fact, it's tapped out of bounds there. Defensively, pretty well there by Mitchell.
Tilley frustrated with himself there, Dave. You can see him kicking the ground and... he should have done better there. He streaming away from the Bombers.
Sure, if he's a right or left footer, he just kicked it as if he might have been a left footer. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Ball comes in from the boundary pocket. Lee, front position. Battled manfully today for the Bombers after going off with that shoulder dislocation. It's going to be sore tomorrow, but Alex Lee certainly doesn't leave anything in the tank. He's fantastic, Max.
Close one between Essendon and Sydney. 71, the Bombers 80, Sydney with about 12 minutes to go in the last
Franklin,
quarter.
a quick snap!
I think it's gone through. No, it's clean play.
Oh, punch back in by Nankervis. Franklin, a very, very quick read off that throw-in, and sort of everyone's just standing there looking.
Groves is shaking his head. He thinks it was a goal. He thinks it was through.
I'm with you, Groves. I thought it was over the line. But anyway... we're up here in the commentary box. Another throw-in. Siggins gets front position. Christensen could have got a free kick for a high one. Ball in dispute. Bombers look to move it out. Ethan Hubbard with a quick kick. And that's going to be out on the full. And that'll be Sam Siggins just around from where he had a successful shot on goal in the third quarter.
Probably all the players, Max, that could have been near that ball going out of bounds on the full. Sam Siggins is probably the one you want.
Absolutely. Like Rob said, he was probably 15 metres closer, identical angle earlier in the game in the second quarter.
Siggins runs around. Snap on goal. This time, though, he's put a bit too much mustard on it. It's gone across the face, through for one behind.
4.5 minutes in. That's the first score of the last quarter, I believe. 6:11:47 to 4:13:37. As Fletcher Bennett takes full measure. Kicks outside defensive 50. Big fly there from Williams, I think it is. And he's got in the back of his opponent there in Tom Bennett. So Tom Bennett will take the free kick. Cruising past is Hubbard. But he goes short here to Lee. Takes the mark. They desperately need the next goal, the Northern Bombers. We've only seen 10 goals kicked They fall 3 goals behind. That might be a tough margin to make up. So Lee to left half forward. Big fly. Oh, gee, that was... he's come down and hurt himself. Whoever that was, I'll pick him up in a minute. As Nichols gets over to Cox Goodger. In fact, it was it Lockie Mitchell? He's not in a great way. He's come down very heavily.
He's winded, I think, by the looks of things.
Cox Goodger from the pocket. Just hasn't got the magic today with those long shots. 4-14-38. To 6-11-47. No goals today for Brad Cox Goodger. Quite unusual. And I think it's young Lockie Mitchell, the 36, is coming off the ground. Poland spots up a teammate beautifully at half back. Kicks towards the wing. That was Rackett, I think, taking that kick. And it's on the wing. Lauderdale player takes it, gets it to Bryce Walsh. Handballs to himself, then gathers it. Backwards to his fellow veteran in Sutton. Sutton looks for options. He goes backwards. And finds a Rackett. Goes low with the ball. Might have coughed it up here. Van Dam can't take it. Comes out now to Marlin. His handball's a good one to Tilly. Tilly goes back into traffic. Back to Richmond. To half forward. Kenny does well. He just falls into his lap. Fergus Kenny. Now to Christensen. 1-on-1 with Bennett. Bennett does pretty well. Might have been held by Christensen. He was. Played it really well, Fletcher Bennett. They've made that move. Max, Declan Chugg, Fletcher Bennett.
Yep, good move.
Yeah, it is a good move. Northern Bombers move it up. It's going to be a throw-in just in front of the interchange area. They're asking the question, Max.
What it also does is play into Lauderdale's hands a little bit too, because Fletcher Bennett isn't a one-on-one player. He's just that floater that intercepts, takes the ball on, runs with it and makes the play. So if he's going to play on a man, it's a good win for Lauderdale.
It's a great call, Max. Alex Lee with a big punch back over his head towards the middle of the ground. Lauderdale have got it. Ball's in dispute. It's a quick kick out, and that's taken there by Jack Ahern. Plays on quickly back out to the wing. Siggins tries to impact the contest. No success, and it's a nice mark there taken by Jack Avent. Plays on quickly. Back towards the boundary line. Looks for Tom Bennett. Going to come off hands. It's going to be out of bounds. Half forward flank for the Northern Bombers. But as you said, Maxie, that's I'd be really happy if I was the Lauderdale coach with that. Fletcher Bennett, I know, caused them to some concern last time they played here with his floating across half back. You've got a score for us, Max.
Yeah, I'll just wait till the next break, guys.
Siggins, quick hand pass out at the stoppage. It's a nice mark. Nice mark taken there by Harry Richmond. Moves it on quickly towards the centre of the ground. Drops what he should have taken. Hooker moves it quickly.
Sutton.
All Lauderdale at the moment. Sutton looks up. Oh, Dankovich has claimed that he's touched that one. But no, Michael Blackburn claiming that. Marking the ground. And then Curvis arguing his case unsuccessfully with the umpire there that he got a fingertip on that one.
Max said he'd been a bit quiet, Michael Blackburn. He's a chance to really put a stamp on this game.
I think he's gone out to Lilydale to kick from this one. He's got a run-up of 840 metres.
Another Lilydale connection we've found.
He's certainly...
Well, he's heading in the Lilydale direction.
He's headed out that way. He's going to run in from the base of Mount Barrow at the moment.
Ben Brown-like.
Certainly very Ben Brown-like. Runs in and approaches. Shot on goal. The crowd says they like it. The goal umpire likes it. And Lauderdale like it. Lauderdale 7-11-53. North Launceston 4-14-38, Max. Could be a crucial goal.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all crucial today, Rob, with only 11 being kicked. But I think Dan Curvis was saying he got pushed in the back. He sort of worked him right under it. So it was good body work there, I think, more than a push in the back. But first goal for the day for one of the leading forwards in the competition. So stretched the lead a fair bit at the moment, which is making it a bit more of a challenge for the Northern Bombers. Just a quick score from Longford. 3/4 time, they've kicked away the Country Tigers 69 to the Deloraine Kangaroos 37.
Okay, Siggins from the centre square. Centre circle gets it now to Walsh. Out towards Sutton. Gee, those veterans have been great today for Lauderdale. Nat Franklin throw him in there as well. Is Sutton again. He's tackled though. Tries to get it to Marlin. But intercepted by Ollington, who just throws it on the boot. 10-minute mark now. They've got to get 3 goals to win it. Taken by Bryce Walsh. slams it towards half forward, clears the contest. Here's Sam Tilley with some time and space. Handball sideways to Broomhall. Can he collect? He can. He kicks towards goal. He gets pushed off at the last moment. Affects the kick. Only goes as far as Bennett. He tries to get a Van Dam. Young Broomhall again. Good follow-up. Taken by Mitchell. That's Bailey Mitchell. Cost it up to Christensen. This way, that away. Kicks it into Lockie Mitchell.
It was an unintentional spoil there. I think he just ploughed it into him.
Now, Rob, I don't know if you've got anything down there on young Lockie Mitchell who came out up off the ground a while ago.
Yeah, he's got concussion. The first question was asked was, where am I? So he's gone for the day.
Okay, thanks for that, Tony. As the kick comes out towards Harry Bales, who takes the mark, defensive side of the wing.
Bales goes to move it on quickly, smothered off the boot though. Northern Bombers butter up. Cox Goodger fumbles. Very much unlike him. Ball in dispute. Lauderdale getting the numbers around the contest. Fresh airy. Cox Goodger picks it up. Back to Bales. Moves it on quickly. But all to no avail. Bales.
Just some of that execution by North Launceston, certainly in the second half, has cost them dearly.
It's a really nice mark there taken by Josh McGuinness. Steadies things down. Heads it back to where it came from. Siggins versus Lee. Siggins got hands on. Lee got hold of it though. Bombers into it. Northern Bombers into attack again. Ball in dispute. Looks like Harper, I think that is on the bottom of that pack. I saw some long sleeves there. And I think it'll be Will Harper who'll be the last one up. And I was going to ball it up just on the wing position. Lauderdale up 53-38. Northern Bombers come away. Timely foot from Lilydale. Lauderdale in there though. I thought, Lilydale on the brain today. I'll be on the books down there, I tell you. Having a great season, Lilydale. For those listeners who are wondering how the Country Demons are going. But no, all Lauderdale here at the moment, Dave.
Close down at Launceston Arena now. 9-4-58 the Tigers. 8-3-51 Clarence. It's a boundary throw in the little blind pocket here we've got from our commentary position. What a great throw in. Siggins wins it only as far as Cox Goodger. Swings it to half forward, but there he is again. Reece Sutton is knocked up getting possessions today. And he goes sideways, finds Oscar Shaw. He's going to steady things down, sums his options up. Goes towards the wing towards Fergus Kenny, who has to make a lot of ground to get there. Lovely mark, Mansell. Oscar Mansell goes short and finds Rickard. They really must score a goal in the next minute or two to maintain a chance. Rickard sells the candy, gets on the left, kicks to the goal square. That clears the contest, but it's going to go through for a behind. That's their 15th. 4-15-39 to 7-11-53. Margin 14 points. So since quarter time, they've kicked 2 goals 11. Or 2-4 at quarter time. Here comes Will Poland. Goes long towards the wing. Fletcher Bennett makes the spoil. Siggins picks it up, gets it to Christensen. Clever little tap on looking for Richmond. Northern Bombers win the contest though through Bennett. Comes back to him. Handball over the top. Isaac Newitt punches it on. Taken though by Patton. He gets it to Siggins. They've worked it out pretty well here. Have Lauderdale. Tilley overruns it. Back to Fletcher Bennett again. Who's a lot of possessions today. Great season. Has to be a candidate for the team of the year. And may or may not be a selector.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. We always drop a few of those little hints, Sunday grooves, you know. Got all the good jobs in TSL footy, Dave.
That's it. And it comes out of Fergus Kenny, but there's a high tackle earlier, and it's going to go the way of Stingle.
Stingle moves the ball on quickly. It's a nice mark there taken by Isaac Newitt. He's looking up to move it inboard. Goes long. Ball's going to land inside 50. All Lauderdale though. Big fist. There. Another hack forward. Lauderdale player leading in the race of the ball. Handball's back inside. Another handball back further. We're moving and not getting anywhere. Great pressure there from the Northern Bombers on that far side of the ground. I think the umpire's going to say that's mine. He is, Maxie.
All the North Launceston movements forward have all just looked rushed in the last 15, 20 minutes, hasn't it? They've lost all system, trying to get the ball into their forward line, even worse when they're trying to get it in deep, and that's a lot of credit to the Lauderdale team.
And it plays into the hands of that intercept defence as well. That's been terrific today. We've called the name Will Poland a lot. Ball back inside 50 here at the moment. Northern Bombers trying to craft something. They need a goal desperately. Poland, I mentioned him, he's just kicked it out. Long outside 50. Lauderdale are going to come away with it by hand. No, he swings back onto his foot. Ball goes higher than it goes further. In dispute. Siggins, quick hack kick forward. It's going to be fortuitous though. Taken there by Blackburn. Long way from home. On the centre wing position. 15 minutes gone in the last quarter. 15 minutes 32 actually. Umpires waved him on. He's gone backwards. Just settling it down to Reece Sutton. Sutton going backwards even further. To McGuinness. McGuinness moves it out to Oscar Shaw. Shaw looks up and he's going to find Will Poland, who's been one of their best today. Poland goes short and that's taken by Flynn Rackett. Rackett back up the wing. Nice ball movement here from Lauderdale. Steinbauer.
Smart stuff here from Lauderdale.
Very smart. Steinbauer swings around onto the left and drives it forward. Kicks to a contest. Bale's got first hand on it. It's on the ground. Northern Bombers come away. Theo Ives, don't argue, but he's caught. And that's going to be a free kick there to Lauderdale, holding the ball.
Bit of frustration there from Ives. Could cost a 50, but umpire let it go. It's now Blackburn, who Maxie asked to lift, and he certainly has. Goes short now to Walsh. They can play this tempo footy because there's probably only about 8 minutes left, and North and Launceston have to score 3 goals. They've only scored 4 for the day. They're just happy to chip it around now to Hooker. Nick Hooker. 2 kicks out from goal. This time he decides to go short inside 50. It's not a great kick. Stingle chops it off. Plays on quickly now to Jack Avent. Avent, sweeping handball to Van Dam, who's caught. Back to Avent, under pressure. Lauderdale was great. Christensen, what a kick that is to the goal square. Blackburn can't quite take the mark. Off hands it goes to Newitt. He takes 1 bounce and a second, and he'll clear from halfback.
Second bounce, kicks it out far side, chopped off there by, it looked like Tilly for Lauderdale. Back inside 50. Northern Bombers have got the numbers in dispute. Off the ground, and it's going to go through.
Hit the post.
No, hit the post. I've spent the biscuits already. Michael Blackburn, very clever there. I thought from our angle they just snuck in. The umpire wants it back. 1 behind only. Wants the Northern Bombers player, it's like Ethan Hubbard, to kick that in again, which he's about to do. Hubbard long. Lauderdale have got the outnumber here. They're going to come away with it. That's a great tackle. Another great tackle. Bombers, Northern Bombers that is, really ramping it up, trying to find something. They're moving the ball on here quickly. That's Ollington. Kicks it, and that's a really, really, really nice mark taken there by Jack Avent. He moves it on quickly. Lauderdale. Oh no, dropped the mark. Called that one. Ball in dispute on the centre wing position. Lauderdale player, I think it was Shaw, looked like he had his name all over that and dropped something he should have taken, and he's been taking them all day. Oscar Shaw, been very, very good as part of that Lauderdale defence. Umpire balls it up on the wing. Theo Ives, nice tap. Taken away though by Lauderdale. Under pressure there from the Northern Bombers, and that's a really, really nice tackle there from Jack Avent. Ball's going to be thrown in the air again, about 5 metres from where it was 30 seconds ago. Theo Ives again with a tap. Cox Goodyer can't take possession. Ball's close to the boundary line in my blind spot. Umpire's going to say throw it in there, Dave.
St Patrick's have won the Sardis Footy Grand Final, so they take out the first and the seconds in the boys. Guildford Young being the champions there in the girls. So last score we had at Launceston Arena, the Tigers 58 to Clarence 51. So close finish there. Cox Goodyer releases a kick towards the boundary line. Don't think he'll be penalised for that. He won't. Boundary throw in. So we're just about to tick over 19 and a half minutes. So you'd think probably 5 to 6 minutes to go. And the Bombers, this quarter just the 6 inside 50s to 9. And it's a reverse of last time when the Northern Bombers took the advantage in the second half and had a good win. This time it's the Southern Bombers. A Stingle now gets away to Newitt. Short to Oscar Mansell. Might be on his distance. Setting the mark about 45 out. This will make it interesting. Cox Goodger goes past. Now he goes short. Has to hit a target and doesn't. Half volley. Well gathered there by Bryce Walsh. Torpedoes it out of defence. Up here towards Blackburn. He's 1 against 2. He's got it. Kicks it. Up here towards Siggins. Can he collect? Oh, he gets a great bounce. Releases now to Reid, who had it spent before he got it. Now he has to weave around the 16-year-old. Gets it back to Josh Williams. Josh Williams kicks it high. Blackburn and Bennett. Blackburn front position. Bennett can't take it either. Siggins cruises by. Can't pick it up. He's back on again. Sam Siggins takes possession. He'll be happy to see a ball up here about 20 out from goal. Frenetic bit of play there, that one.
Absolutely frenetic. The Northern Bombers need a goal, and as we've said all along, they've only kicked 4 for the game, so 3 in 6 minutes is a huge ask.
So ball up. Siggins takes out the ruck, snaps. Touched on the line by a Hearn for a behind. So both sides inaccurate today. 7-13 plays 4-15. So that's 11 goals, 28 over the day.
No mistakes needed here from the Bombers. That's a nice kick in from Fletcher Bennett to Stingle. Moves it out here to Bales. Nice spoil there. Ball in dispute. Quick hands. Northern Bombers need to keep it in and need to keep it moving. Goes full circle to Will Harper. Back in middle, in board, and that's taken there by Blade Sulzberger. Back to Hubbard. Hubbard looks to give it by hand, but then changes his mind. And changes his mind again, on foot this time. Goes long back to Harper. 3 Lauderdale players. Lauderdale come away. Relieve the pressure. Nice kick out to the wing there. Is it Tilly? No. Broomhall.
He's been good today, the young man.
He's been really good, been really clever. Was really instrumental in a couple of quick goals they scored in that third quarter.
Yep.
It set them up. He goes backwards, Broomhall. And that's taken there by Williams. Williams just slowing it down. He knows that the time clock's on Lauderdale's side. Umpire says move it on. High kick from Williams to a contest. Doesn't favour anyone being particular. Northern Bombers come away with it. Umpire says no, I'm not going to buy your request for a free kick there. He's asked the boundary umpire to throw it in just in front of the interchange race.
Boundary umpire Ollie Bennett throws it in. Ruck contest. Lee wins it easily. Only gets as far as Marlin. Leonard Marlin around the corner. Bouncing in towards Lampsis. He takes it. Corey Lampsis, late addition to the team. Goes towards goal, but it's off to the left.
Not a goal kicker, I don't think, Dave.
No, Corey. He's kicked a few in his time, but not on that occasion. 7-14-56, 4-15-39. 23 minutes gone. Next week, Launceston versus Tigers on City Park Radio. Kick comes in. Sulzberger couldn't pick it up in the half volley. Christensen fashions a kick towards goal and he misses. 7-15 plays 4-15.
Handy point, they need 4 goals to win.
They do. 3 to tie. Here we go now. Fletcher Bennett goes long towards the centre. Lee is the target. Richmond front position. Lee thumps it away. Taken by Nat Franklin. Smart kick. Has it gone the required? It hasn't. Siggins round the corner to seal the deal. Blackburn can't quite take it. Reid's in there. He kicked the first of the day. But that is a handy point now. Officially 7-16-58 to 4-15-39. 19 points the margin.
Northern Bombers running out of time. They certainly won't give up though. They're looking to move the ball up the ground quickly. Kicking to the side of the ground, bathed in the sun, the far side of the ground there. Nice hand pass there from the Lauderdale player. Looking to move the ball back inboard. Quick exchange of hands and a quick kick. Thought I was going to call that one there for the Northern Bombers as a mark. Nice tap. Ball back into the middle of the ground. Could have been a free kick there. Umpire letting play go on. They've done that all day. Harry Bales looking for it to come out. Tom Bennett, I think that was. Will Harper with quick hands. Ball in dispute. Comes out quick hack kick forward there from Franklin. In the direction of Christensen. He's got a run on it, Alan Christensen. Stops, pops. That's going to be, high tackle. Could have been holding the ball, 50-50 that one, umpire, I think, Dave.
I'll just say the umpire was closer than us. That's all I'll say about that one.
He was closer than us and he's got the whistle. We've just got the microphone.
Wasn't a lot of remonstration from the North Launceston players, I've got to say. So, I think it's okay.
I think that time's going to beat them. Christensen certainly taking his time, and as I've said that, The final siren's gone. The margin is all we're waiting on. Christensen moves in, kicks for goal, kicks the goal, and that's going to be a great win to the Lauderdale Bombers. They're going to leave UTAS Stadium 8 goals, 16-64. Victors over North Launceston, 4 goals, 15-39.
Well, it's probably fitting, Max Walker, that Alan Christensen kicked the last goal there, because when the game was there to be won in that third quarter, he was the one that turned it on and kicked a couple of quick ones and really turned the tide in the favour of the Southern Bombers.
You're dead right, Dave. And I actually made a note here for myself. Where is it? Christensen changed the game in that 5-minute stanza in the third quarter. And you took the words right out of my diary then, Dave. He did. And fittingly that he had that last kick of the game to kick his third, which probably one of his highest scoring games since he's come to Lauderdale as well. He hasn't been a prodigious goal kicker, but he always chips in with his 1 or 2, and today he got 3.
That's right, and really it was the effort of Bryce Walsh, Nat Franklin, Reece Sutton around the ball, Lennon Marlin. So they were dominating, so it sort of allowed him to go forward.
Yeah, it did, and he had a tremendous first half, and came out in that second half and kicked 3 goals. So very impressive game by him.
Okay, Tony's hovering over there. We'll see who he tries to catch for a bit of a word in a moment. Did we do the goal kickers, boys?
We didn't, but we'll take you through them. And as Maxie said, leading goal scorer on the ground, Alan Christensen, with 3 for Lauderdale, 2 to Sam Siggins, and 1 each to Fergus Kenny, Michael Blackburn, and Flynn Reid. And it was a goalless last quarter from the Northern Bombers, so no changes there. Tom Bennett with 2, Harry Bales and Theo Ives with singles.
And Tony Webber's got Alan Christensen with him.
Hi, thanks very much for joining us, Alan, on City Park Radio. A great victory.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew we had to come up here and get a result, and yeah, we're really lucky.
Yeah, it's a really good team game too, that you guys really fought out in the third quarter. You had a pretty big third quarter yourself.
Yeah, it was, I guess it was pretty good as a whole team. Like, they sort of let me use my assets, and yeah, we got the job done in that third quarter. And I think last time we come up here, we were up at half time, and we just couldn't get the job done in that third quarter. So we knew if we come in, really steel ourselves for that third quarter, and we got the job done in that quarter. It was good.
Yeah. Now, you've been back this your second season in Tassie. You enjoying yourself down here?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the footy club. I actually really like the league. I like the way it's played. It's pretty contested, but when the ball gets going, I think the last round where we saw a couple of really close games, I think that's the league at its best, and hopefully we can get the TSL going, because it makes people like me want to come down and play.
Yeah, we'll just keep walking slowly over here. There's another close one over today. I think Clarence is just up on, Kingborough just up on Clarence, so that's a good one.
Yeah, hopefully Kingborough can get up. That'll help us out a bit.
Thought you might say that. But thanks very much for joining us, and I hope to catch you later in the season.
No worries, thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks for your work on the boundary today there with Alan Christensen. As here, the Lauderdale supporters come out from the stands. Round of applause there warmly as the players leave the ground. Always tough to win away, especially at UTAS Stadium. And Rod, last time we were here, of course, with the Northern Bombers, it sort of did what Lauderdale did today. They got the better of the second half. So credit to the Southern Bombers today.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. And Tony called it before the game. I must admit, I thought that the bigger ground would work in the Northern Bombers' favour, but they were just off a little today, but certainly not to take any credit away from Lauderdale. That third quarter really broke the game open for them.
And I think last time here too, the experienced players of Lauderdale didn't play to the level they did today. I think right across the board, if you look at those 6 or 7, and I've named them a few times now, of those better experienced players, they really lifted today. It meant a lot to them. Just to have a look at Gruber's stats, thanks to Dave Gruber for his work with the stats today. The hit-outs today, North Launceston 49-31. So well done, Alex Lee, battling hard under injury there. The clearances pretty close, 36 North Launceston, 28 Lauderdale. Southern Bombers 7-6 in the last quarter. Inside 50s, 13-7 the Southern Bombers way. So they really dominated that stat in the last half. And they went on top there 44-35 over the day. They also won marks inside 50 with 11-6. Free kicks, well umpired game. It was North Launceston 20 to Lauderdale 16. At Launceston Arena, it's the Tigers close to full time, 71, leading Clarence 53. So looks like the Tigers will take that one out. And Max, we'll get your better players in 3-2-1.
Yep, I'll do it as quickly as I can, Dave. I know you want to get prepared for the Tornadoes game. I'll start with North Launceston. Better players for the day. I thought Brad Cox-Goodgeon never gave up all day. The two Mitchell boys impressed me today as well. They were very good for the North Launceston Bombers. Fletcher Bennett down back, Tom Bennett up forward. When he was given those opportunities, he took every opportunity that was given to him today. Blade Sulzberger in the first half, died out in the second half, but played a really good first half. And what complemented that was Jackie Avent probably played a better second half than what he did the first half. So they had a contributor there. His City Park Radio's favourite boundary umpire down there, young Dom Shaliro, running laps now. I'm not quite sure what the deal is there, but
he's committed to his craft.
My word, he is, absolutely. Got a bit sidetracked there, but yeah, they were probably the better ones. Declan Chugg, as I mentioned, down back. I thought he battled tirelessly all day. Nankervis played well like he always does down there, never gets beaten or very rarely gets beaten. And Will Harper, I thought he flashed in and out of the game quite a bit as well today. For the Lauderdale team, Sam Siggins was fantastic. Reece Sutton, unbelievably good today. Alan Christensen, fantastic. Will Poland, who was a favourite of Rob's here today, did really well.
Yeah, he's good.
Yep, in the back line. Oscar Shaw, flashes of brilliance as well. Lennon Marlin, when he got the opportunity a few times, just finished the ball really well. I thought Bryce Walsh was just unbelievable today. Probably didn't rack up a lot of possessions, but all of them were quality and did something with it. And Nat Franklin in and out of the game a little bit, as well as Josh McGuinness down back, played really well also. The 3-2-1 today, and just a couple of other things as well. North Launceston 1 goal 6 in the second half. It makes it really hard to win a game of footy. Admittedly, what do we have? 31 behinds kicked for the day. They weren't all rushed. There was a lot that were just off the hands of the pack or missed shots and all that as well. So both sides need to work on their goal kicking. And when it comes finals time, you're not going to win finals by kicking 4 goals and 8 goals a game either. So today, the 3-2-1, like I said, found it really hard. Could have given it to a lot of players and probably could have given it to a lot of other Lauderdale players as well towards their great second half of footy. Gave one to Brad Cox-Goodger. He was close to BOG in the first half, but died a little bit in that second just by throwing himself at the ball all the time, trying to lift his team. Gave 2 to Bryce Walsh for his quality performance today, and the match winner today was Alan Christensen for his 3 goals and his great second half of footy. And in the first half, he was dominant as well on the ball, went forward and won the game for him.
Fantastic. Great summary there from Michael Maxie Walker here on City Park Radio. Well, we're going to get the skates on here. I'm going to get over to Elfin Sports Centre for the broadcast tonight of the Tornadoes versus Dandenong, starting our broadcast at 6:15. Just repeating, St Pat's won by 44 points to take out the Sardis title today. The girls were won by GYC and the seconds by St Patrick's. Other TSL scores, it was a massive win down at KG5 Launceston, 37-16, 238, defeated Glenorchy 139, and it was Clarence 8-6-54 going down to the Tigers 11-5-71.
Longford beat Deloraine by 43 points, and probably one unsuspected result in the AFL. The Essendon Bombers have got up and beaten the Sydney Swans by 9 points, 95-86, so round of upsets.
Absolutely. Great day here at UTAS Stadium, great weather. Thanks for your company on City Park Radio and on the TSL live stream. We'll sign off now. The final score here today, thanks to Chris too, back in the studio, I should mention before we go, because he, like myself, are doing a double header today, so I really appreciate Chris's commitment to getting us to air each and every Saturday. Lauderdale today, 8-16-64, defeated North Launceston 4-15-39. See you soon.